Oh, excuse me. So, let's see. Last game, you guys continued your trek through the city of Tunaroth. Let's see. Talked your way in through the gates, used some seeming magic from your NPC companion to help try to push things into your favor, but the NPCs just kept rolling too good. And seeing through things, a few more checks and a few more lies, and you were finally able to make it in through the Noble District, um, passing by a slave auction that was ongoing at the time and opting to just not poke your heads into it. You continued. Let's see. Trying to remember. I know they're missing.
We got immediately found out.
Yeah. You came across another patrolling guard or group of guards that were making their way through the Noble District here, and as they questioned who you are and what you were doing here, they rolled a few checks and again saw through the seeming disguise, seeing that at least something was afoot here and not right. And I believe at the end of last session, the diplomacy had been exhausted, and we were at the point where we were ready to roll for initiative. Just feel like I am forgetting.
Conveniently, as we're getting to that point, my laptop just crashed. So give me 1 second.
No, it's all good. Because I remember you guys followed a group of the cultists that you had seen in the Wasteland Bar down an alleyway, finding
Shit out
them.
of them.
Yeah, talking to an Abishai companion. You snuck up on them and managed to surprise the shit out of them. They didn't expect you to be on them that quickly. And in quick order, beat the shit out of them. You kept the Abishai leader alive long enough to question him with the power of mind reading, and then finally dispatched him. The orc-ish large devil that had been employed by them and was being brought to the Githyanki quarter in order for the cultists to gather these forces of mercenaries and whatever they can find here. You spoke with him and pretty much came to the understanding that you guys didn't really have anything against him if he just didn't get in your way. While you were talking to the Abishai, he noped out and left to whatever ends that may be. And that was when you guys, I knew I was forgetting. It's like a whole scene I was forgetting.
Because Jaeger got like almost bodied by that man, grabbing him.
Mhm.
Quite a bit.
His little paralysis. The paralysis wasn't really that painful. It was the follow-up from the demon or from the devil there that fucked the shit. But
yeah, ow.
As we get to this scene here, and is your laptop up and running? Or you still need a secondary?
Okay. It's full on restarting, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries. Why don't we go ahead and have everybody roll initiative, as the Githyanki group has come across your party traveling in disguise, seeming up on everybody to look like, let's see, you had Jaeger was a Gith. Most of you were Gith, correct? Except for
you're cultist.
Most
you were mostly cultists. Yeah. Okay.
I was the.
You were the Abishai.
Yeah, I was
you
the
have
Abishai.
You have the wings on your back.
We forgot about the super long arms, though.
Yeah.
That was so unfortunate.
There's an 18, my dude.
All right, 18. Got it. But yeah, you began to explain that you were heading towards the palace with new recruits, and as the suspicions of this group rose, they looked closely at Jaeger, and I'm looking at it right now, rolled a 21, a +2 on their investigation.
Wow.
Yeah. Saw through the illusory magic that encompassed him and could see the drow beneath. And yeah. Alright. I so many to have to roll.
I wasted 3 flesh of geniuses for this.
I know. It was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
One of which, like, it actually did work and we didn't need it. But it didn't
Yeah.
really help.
Talking your way through a place like a noble's quarters, it's tricky. They're on high guard here. Wrong layer. Why am I always on the wrong layer?
So many spell slots missing.
2 GM, not to you all, please.
No.
It's a Get Yankee night. Now you know what it
No.
No.
is. You know what?
What if
one
it's a
of
Gith
them is.
Yankee day?
Get Yankee nights. Like it's Yankee day.
Exactly.
Is there like a day and I mean I know time is really weird out there. Is there like a day and night cycle out there?
Don't
You have not seen
think so.
any
There's no
change.
sun.
No, there's it's just sort of like the cosmos of the multiverse twists above and out from you, but there isn't anything celestial beyond just the astral sea itself. Oh God, I rolled
You're
I
rolling
rolled
great.
so bad.
I mean, you did, except for the fact that that puts all of them in the same, like, action bracket,
Yeah,
I
I know.
know.
which is not great.
No, it's
I
not.
don't-
All
I
right.
don't think I should challenge whatever this guy is.
I think you should. I can't
In
see it.
terms, in
It's
terms, in
It's on
terms of
my laptop's
initiative,
only
because
popping
I'm
on, but you need to. Go fight him right now.
no, no, please no. In terms of initiative, because I'm pretty
No.
sure he has a higher dex than I do.
What's your dexterity?
I have a +3, a 16.
And he has a +2, so he's only got a 14. So you actually go first.
I'm first.
Wow.
Just,
Oh,
give Earth a second, just in case Eidos rolls fire.
that's true.
And I need to get Tasmacala
She gonna help us this time? Yay.
Stop forgetting my sister.
in. It's just because she's an NPC, man. Hey, look, I
Nice.
continue to roll fucking terrible. I rolled 2 initiatives above 15. This is freaking crazy.
That's good. It sounds great considering someone said they
Well-
all in the same area. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, between like 11 and 4, it's all 6 of them, or 5 of them, and Kaz.
all right. So here's what we do. We need to have some people hold their turns. That way we can divide their turns. I'll roll like a 5 whenever it finally loads in.
Yeah.
And I'll split them. Don't worry.
Yeah, there you go.
I hope you do.
I really
You
hope so too.
Yeah.
I don't even think weather spells are gonna work here. I just realized that.
Unsure.
Fuck.
Is there air, or
Is
am I
there
just
weather?
imagining that I'm breathing, and because I'm believing it's working?
I know.
Yeah. If that's the case, just believe in weather and it'll be there. Problem
He's
solved.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I still have 3rd level spell slots. Call lightning. Wait. Is
Wait
it
a minute.
atmosphere?
Always try.
Is there lightning?
I'm too scared to try because I would just use a spell slot.
I mean, we
Uh,
even though half of us could already fly, don't forget we could all fly out here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You've already proven that thought has a way of shaping reality here.
So if I think big wall, will a big wall show up?
You can certainly try.
Depends on how hard you think.
Just try
Robert's
not
not
to hurt
very good
yourself
at thinking.
when you're thinking.
Let me make sure I click my token. Well,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well,
Boy, yes.
not a 5, but you know.
Yeah, but
But
you get to go
you know
first.
what? the one time we were actually trying to hope for low.
Oh
Of
no.
course, that's when it crits.
All right. Well, that was kind of, I don't know. I had a sinking feeling that you were going to roll higher than Hibisia. So Eidos, you shall be leading us off as the Githyanki challenge Jaeger. Jaeger's trying to talk your way through this situation and explain
Yeah,
where
he was
you're
trying to
going.
diffuse things, but it didn't work.
But the entire conversation happening in a language that you don't speak or understand. And at this point, they've drawn their weapons. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, they're drawing their weapons. That the surprise is gone, right? They're
Seems like
coming at us. We can't talk our way out of this. I guess I'll just start blasting.
it. All right.
Eldritch blasting?
Trying to see. Maybe I want to do something else. I'm not really sure. I mean, I got it. Might as well. It is gonna touch the fate render, and it's gonna cast darkness on it
Okay.
because I got a free cast of that daily, so might as well use it. You know.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you guys are all
Get us a little bit of cover.
bubbled in darkness. Here's
I mean, we'll find out if they can see in it or not. I have a
Right.
strong
I think
suspicion that they
10.
can, but if we can find out early, that way we don't think we can use darkness down the line and get caught slipping. That'd be great.
my.
At least
All
we
right.
have another method. Or my method.
Anything else you want to do?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can get right here.
Okay.
And make my one attack.
All right.
Make sure nothing's messed up. No, I forgot to ask. Is it an advantage or not?
Let's see. It is an advantage, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Well, now we know at least one of them can't see in the dark.
Yeah, both of those hit.
Well, it's only one because it's the advantage. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. 38, got it.
And now this one's got booming blade on it. So if they move, they're gonna pay for it.
All right. You draw the Fate Render and dart forward past Jaeger, casting the Darkness spell and engulfing you and Jaeger and a few of the enemy in your bubble of darkness. You draw your blade, you feel it hit, you see them kind of pull back. She's looking back and forth, trying to figure out where you're at. Hibisia.
I'm gonna hold an action. To,
Okay.
I'm gonna hold. I'll hold Thorn Whip. So if anybody comes within my line of sight, then I'll just whip at them.
Oh,
Whip
right.
it real good. Sorry.
Whip it good. Alright, let's see.
I'll stay right here.
What does this spell
Where I'm
do?
at.
Nothing useful in this one. I'm looking at options to deal with darkness. I don't have any in here. I bet he wouldn't be able to see. So he's going to dart here, 30 feet movement out of the darkness, running out of the bubble. He could see down that way. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, you are within range. He will reach out his hand towards you, Hibisia, and you just see it's almost like space folds on itself, and he comes right up next to you.
My
Hello.
Thorn Whip.
Yeah, right.
Which means you would be able to
Bring him
thorn whip
close.
as he
Bring him
materializes
to you.
in your range. 23 hits,
Hee hee hee.
10 damage.
He appears in front of me and I'm just like, oh!
And then he makes his 2 great sword attacks. That is a 20 and a 27.
Nice.
Both hit.
Okay. You take 15 slashing and 13 psychic damage from the first attack,
Oh.
16 slashing and 10 psychic damage from the second attack as he draws this silver greatsword that seems to be reverberating with this almost glass-like crystal energy around it.
I already
It
lost
strikes
count.
into you. It's a total of
50 something.
54.
54.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yikes.
You see Hibisia kind of stagger back onto his back foot, like
Bleeding.
clutching, reaching for his head. But that's going to be the knight's turn. Ken, it's your turn.
I'm in pain.
You know you fucked up, right? So I'm gonna start this off. This hit's gonna have Booming Blade on it. Just go
All
ahead
right.
and get that set up. And then let's see.
Are you afraid of the dark? He just doesn't
I
want to
forgot
fight you
to
in it.
ask, do I get charges on my scar?
Yes, you would have started with 2, and then the normal generation, because we're going to do it
Okay.
with your half your prof. What you
Maybe
doing,
I
Ken?
can do a thing. Sorry.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
And you got Booming Blade on there. And remember, you
Give
can
it
put
straight
your
back to
Thunder
him.
Gauntlets on after the hit confirms.
I am activating Thunder Gauntlet.
As
Yeah,
well as,
yeah.
yeah.
Blow a hole straight through this motherfucker's chest.
Yee.
Hell yeah. Give him that damage back.
29 also hits. And you rolled a 20 and a 1 on your first rolls on both of those.
Okay, so it's 3d8 now.
For
Booming blade?
Normally,
3D,
No, normally
no,
it's
2d8.
2d8, so it'll be 4d8 since you crit.
okay.
I don't know why I'm going through my spells. I don't have that spell
So
anymore.
that's the base damage of the crit. And then your Thunder Gauntlets are d6s. So it's or
Oh,
2d8. Yeah, so roll 8d8. And that's all your Thunder Gauntlet and Booming Blade. 8d8. Yep.
8d8.
Jesus.
Hell
You
yeah.
basically hit him with like a fireball.
Yep.
51 points of damage. All right, and then give me the damage on the second one. 64.
Hell yeah, dude.
As
Give him
this
back
one
what he
pulls
gave you.
his greatsword back from the attack on Hibisia and kind of sneers down as Hibisia grasps his head, reels back. You slide in behind it, and then cross again with your left hand. The reverberating energy, you could see like the armor on the front of his chest ripple like the surface of a lake, and he felt that deeply. Whew. He's still alive, but whew. Anything else you would like to do?
Might as well have defense field up.
All right, you throw out your defensive field. Next one be this one. Ooh.
Is scared of the dark.
It's this one. It's way out in the back. It's his turn. Trying to figure out. Let's see. 10.
Come on in. The darkness is fine.
Right? Good temperature.
So if he runs 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then he's going to use his bonus action Misty Step to do that same, like, it looks like from your perspective, Hibisia, because you can see them coming at you, it looks like the space behind them gets closer, and then it spreads out, and it just sort of leaves them closer. So, like, everything jumps forward and then gets left behind. As he falls in behind Ken, he's going to make his 2 greatsword attacks. That is a 13 to hit and a
No.
19 to hit.
No.
All right, neither one of those hit as he
You rolled
appears.
that for me.
Yeah, right. Well, to be fair, this one's greatsword doesn't have the silver sheen on it. He doesn't look as beefy as the first one that hit you. He seems like a lower caste warrior. But that's going to be his turn. Jaeger.
Okay. And I'm going to use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark.
All right, which one are you marking?
I'm going to mark this guy.
Okay.
And hit him at advantage.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do that for your hunter's mark.
Hell yeah.
That man is so gonna die.
Oh my god.
'Cause that's a sneak crit.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Sneak sharpshooter, Hunter's Mark.
It's everything.
Not everything, but a lot.
Just imagine if we were able to double, like, sharpshooter, great weapon master, like, all of those things. Just imagine how much higher everything would get.
Right.
This one, he's starting to move. It isn't enough to kill him outright because he's also beefy, like the first one that hit Abyssia. But he's starting to move towards that same, like they're moving around the bubble and letting. It don't seem as worried about the bubble. They're trying to get around it. He's kind of running tangential, moving towards here. And as he does, there's this little like of warm air that just puffs out from the darkness, and he staggers forward, reaches and grabs his head as this gout of blood just erupts out of his nostrils and eyes. He kind of like staggers and looks to the left like, "Ah!" Anything else you'd like to do?
I think that is it.
Right. Robert, it is your turn.
Alright, offensive stance.
Okay. The armor retracts, revealing the bones and tattered cloth.
Is this the
Beneath.
first time I'm seeing his face?
No. And I don't think your helmet actually
No, my helmet doesn't.
But I'm seeing his body, which is nothing but bones.
Mm-hmm.
Seems
Yeah.
fine.
I'm turning up,
Balls. No, I'm kidding.
making sure Great Weapon Master's actually on this time.
Okay.
And then bonus action to rage. Double checking everything's turned on. Alright. Now I can play. And then reckless attack.
All right.
Hell yeah, they get him.
Yeah,
Nice.
29 will hit. That man is dead. He's
Hell yeah.
Slide
I
up
was about
from
to say, I'm
behind.
pretty sure Ken just nuked him.
Yeah, he had 17 hit points. You did 21 damage to that. He's
That's really
recoiling
good because
from
it
the
sounds like they're
thunderbolts.
teleporting around, so there's probably going to be more over there shortly.
I know.
Don't worry about it. They all go at once. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right.
You would still have the rest of your turn. What would you like to do?
And then I'm moving up here.
All right. You
And
send his
then-
body flying past Abyssia as you just shove it out of the way with your defender halberd.
Baby's crying. Baby's crying.
Both hit. That's 28.
Hell yeah.
So make sure I'm doing this correctly. 36. Yeah, 52 points of damage. You slide up from behind this one just as he had teleported and attacked at Ken, glancing off of Ken's armor and being parried by his sword. You come up from behind and with two strokes, he is down.
Perfect. That is my turn. I can flip off the other Githyanki.
Okay. You flip the other ones off. All right.
Now they all go.
Yeah, that is true.
And as he runs at you, he's going to teleport because he can't get close enough to get within range of you anyway, but he's still going to just jump to get closer to over here. And this one will make his 2 attacks against you with advantage because you reckless attacked.
But
See,
on the bright side, he does have rage going, so
he does.
Yeah.
the piercing or slashing will be half.
No crits, but 2 hits. You take a total of 12 slashing damage. That's halved already. And 28 psychic damage.
Psychic's the only thing he can't have.
Yeah, psychic
Even with the bear totem.
slides up from behind. Ooh, you feel that like twinge of pain. It's strangely enough not in your like helmet, but you feel it almost in the gem itself, your amulet deep within where it's hidden. And his turn, he this one. Huh. He is right on the opposite side of the bubble. How brave is he? I need to roll a wisdom check to see how brave he is.
Do
He's
it.
a brave boy.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, it's not. He's going to run in here and see if he can make a perception to even guess where Eidos might be just from the sounds of movement and scuffing. He's running in next to his boss and calling out in Gith that, I'm coming. Let's see, perception. Oh, that is no. So he's going to, what you see, Eidos, is he comes in and he kind of like glances around and he swings wildly into the space to your right and just starts slashing through the air. He rolled a natural 1 on that perception check.
Can I be like, just to make it think he actually hit?
Roll me a deception check.
With
Damn.
advantage because he can't see.
It's neutralized by the fact that he doesn't feel his blade hit anything. So, okay, all right, let me see. Let's... Okay, got it. Understood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he's also going to run up next to his buddy. Doesn't need to have advantage because
Dead,
you
buddy.
attacked. That is a 21 and a 17 hit for a total of 13 slashing and 13 psychic.
Oh yeah, that was a lot lower.
Yeah, these guys don't have their blades hit a lot weaker.
Are they doing something with their swords, or like, is it just like a unique sword that they have out here in the Astral Sea?
It looks like it's something unique to the blade. It's this let's see. Yeah. It seems, foreign design to anything you've seen before. It's kind of like organically shaped and has these like spiked blades. Like, do you know the Organics sword from Final Fantasy VII? How it kind of looks almost like pooled steel, where it's
Which
I can't
one?
describe it right. Yeah, that's what they look like. They look very organic, and they have this very faint shimmer around that's similar to the psychic energy that Jaeger is throwing around. 10, 15.
Gotcha.
He's also going to come up at Robert because you're the only one that they can get to. Hey, that one actually missed with a 7 with advantage.
Ooh, powerful.
Hey.
So you take, in this turn, 6 slashing damage and 7 psychic with his first attack hitting. The second one you see coming, it managed to twist your armored form out of the way fast enough. Taz... Oh boy.
Just fireball.
Yeah.
I don't have Fireball. I've got a acidic version of it, but I can only do it one more
Acid
time.
ball.
She's just going to... She doesn't have it. We'll go after the closest one and use Melf's acid arrow.
Milf.
MILF.
Milf's acid arrow.
It has the boobs and the ass of a MILF.
Now, how would Ken feel about us calling his sister a MILF?
I mean,
Not good.
isn't she technically?
He said not good.
Do I still have to call her a MILF or?
Stop.
Stop.
Well, you have, so it'd be like that.
Exactly.
MILF.
Myth.
Me.
Nope. Don't make weird noises.
I'm just trying to think of what to do in this case.
Yeah.
With this one.
Yeah,
Um,
Just walk away.
shut
Just walk
Yeah,
away.
Just walk away, yeah.
Sure.
Well, what you do see, Eidos, because you could see, is she mutters something in her to herself and begins casting a spell. She's first going to start by casting haste on herself. And then the question is, I guess she just, cause she wouldn't move. She knows what a booming blade feels like, so she doesn't do that.
No, she doesn't.
No.
Be able to see that for that. Ooh, okay. She is going to. Oh no, I can't because she cast haste. Damn. All right, she's just gonna have to make an attack at you at disadvantage, just into your space, using her longsword. Now. She swings, cutting through the air around you, but she is now moving faster, and has that extra attack. And next turn, see what she can do. Before your turn goes, Yidos, I do have one other that's on the initiative that rolled absolute shit. Like absolute dog shit.
Is it Saren? Is he back to help? Saren, come in.
No.
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 The laugh though. You're funny.
No.
So I grabbed them and going to she's going to appear, essentially, running out of cover and then appearing in that Misty Step teleport up on this raised platform, and then she's going to fire a astral bolt at Robert because he's the one that's getting the most beat at the moment. Ooh, that's a natural 1, a 22,
Hell yeah.
and a 10.
Hell yeah. A single hit? You love to see it.
Yeah, only one, surprisingly.
Does it really make 3 of these a turn? Oh my god, okay. Do you have any resistances against radiant damage?
Nope.
As she materializes and fires these 3 bolts, you see one go completely wide, one into the dirt between the 2 Githyanki here, and like, okay. A third one hits Robert and blasts a piece of his armor like to shit. You take 32 points of radiant damage, Robert.
Oh my
Oh!
god.
What?
Hey, Robert, how about not reckless and attacking next turn, huh?
I don't think that would have done anything.
Ooh.
We
Dang.
don't. I know, but we don't need to give them advantage of pick for a fucking crit if it hits 32.
I didn't
Good
realize. I mean,
God.
that was really high on the damage, but I didn't realize that
But
her
still.
damage die was that high. But anyway, that is the end of her turn. Movement, bonus action, spell. Eonos, it's your turn.
Right. Don't like that.
I rolled the damage
I don't
expecting like 15, and I saw 32, and I was like, wait, what? And I looked. Oh, those are D10s.
Alright, well, must swing on the bitch you just hasted.
Uh-huh. 20 or 19 unfortunately does not hit.
Alright, does 20?
20 would not either.
Okay, cool. Then now I have 2 charges. Gonna go ahead, free action 2 charges to switch axe it up.
All right. So as the additional speed from her haste spell pulls her out of the way just fast enough to dodge the blade. Whew. The blade finishes its arc. You twist it. The axe flips out. She looks at it. You swing back again. She ducks down.
She can see it.
Unfortunately.
You love
Well,
to see it.
I guess she can't see it, no. But she is dodging it. She has to.
Alright, that's my turn.
Unfortunately. All right. Hibisia, it is your turn.
Oh god.
Everything hurts.
Oh god. And I'm not the only one who's hurting,
Yeah.
apparently.
You can see this, like, there's an actual, like, hole. Only about maybe the size of a silver piece, like a silver coin, but you can kind of see through Robert's armor at the moment, just like a hole where the bolt hit.
I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom at
Okay.
3rd level.
Okay.
And I'm going to center it on Robert.
All right. You link that one. That's a saving throw from everything around,
It
right?
is. What the fuck? And Robert, you can roll a hit die. 2 hit die. Or wait.
Can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice, and the number can be increased.
So 2 of your hit dice, if you
Yeah.
have any. Which is then added to, which also adds my healing modifier. So, hold on.
Plus your spellcasting ability.
Okay, so then that's gonna be another extra 4. To the combined or to both?
Combined. So
Okay.
it would be 13 plus 4, so 17. And that is a 14, 20, and a 16. What's your... Because I don't think that spell save is correct.
That's a good question. Actually, it might be. Hold on.
Actually, yeah, if you have a plus 4, it should be a 16.
But I also have the Staff of the Woodlands, and
Right.
I think that increases my stuff by 2. I don't know if that's would.
Oh, no, wait, this one did fail, so he takes 13.
So yeah, the staff increases our bonus +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Or no, wait, only to spell attacks, so not my saving throws.
So yeah, it's
Okay,
should be a
gotcha.
16 then.
It's a 16. So one of they both do pass. Oh, okay, cool. Got it. All right.
So the ones who pass take half.
Yeah. So got it. And then Robert, you healed up with that.
Bonus action, I'm gonna wild shape into a wolf. Into a dire wolf.
Bonus action. You put up a meat shield, and it is now
Hell yeah.
Ken's turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna just
Edisia, go away.
and then punch this guy in front of me with another booming blade.
Okay. Uh, 19 does hit.
Yeah, get him.
18 also hits.
Okay.
Mm, 29. Got it. Slide up into your stance. 2 solid hits. He's reeling back, looks heavily beaten and wounded, but he is still on his feet. Bonus action?
Negative.
All right. Jaeger, it's your turn.
Yeah. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike.
All right.
Ooh.
And going to
Wait, that'll also drop Hunter's Mark, wouldn't it?
yeah, but there became I think they're both concentration.
Yeah.
But there became a more important target. So
It's true.
and then I'm going to attack this one.
Right.
This
Oh, my thing increases.
oh, I didn't need to do that.
Did you? Oof.
I don't think
Jesus.
you would be at advantage though.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, the Zephyr Strike gives you advantage.
On one weapon. So.
Yeah, you give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll on your turn. Yeah, then that
Oh
hits.
shit! Hell yeah!
And deals,
Okay.
well, with the crit is now deals 2d8 force damage on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to. Alright, sneak attack, sharpshooter, blood fury, Zephyr Strike.
Oh yeah! Look, this one person up in particular.
Mhm.
Yeah. I want them immediately off the field. So I'm going to Do
And
my
with
best.
their intelligence, you would have seen them like after they stepped into that range and sight. Because I actually did have to check where they were compared to your blind sight.
Mm.
They showed up like a beacon, especially once they threw that radiant
Yeah.
bolt. Ooh,
I figured Robert's life force kind of blipped a little bit. They lit up like a beacon, and he just ran towards them.
yeah, 78 points of damage.
Hell yeah, get him.
She's still up. As you
And then I'm gonna use anything I have left. I think I should be able to get up to
Whether
her.
you hit or miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn.
Yeah, you got plenty to get
Yeah.
up there. As
Okay.
you cast the spell and jump backwards away from the Githyanki that are fighting in the darkness, you twist and run, and while you're running, release your shadow dagger through the air into her mind. She reels and looks over to see you, tries to see you just as you appear right behind her. Let's see what happens next.
Does it double? Hold on. Does it double the blood fury too? Because it didn't on here.
It should, because
Where'd
it's
it-
all, yeah.
Another 4.
Did you also add the D8?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's right
And
there.
then I did add that.
Gotcha.
So another 11.
Gotcha. She really fucked up, but she is still there.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And that was what, 70 or 89, 90 points? Yeah, 89 points of damage. If my math is correct based off of her remaining hit points. All right, Robert. You are in a
Action
target-rich
surge.
environment. Action surge.
Reckless attack.
All right. Which one are you starting with?
I'm gonna say the closest one, but they're all
That one?
close.
All right. Roll me the damage. Well, the first attack hits him and kills him. He has 4 hit points left, and you swing out with that one, send that one turning into a body on the ground. Which is your next target?
I'm just going in a circle.
23 also hits. 27. All right. Next attack.
And don't forget, you already killed something, so the blunt end's a full attack this time, not just the blunt end.
And that also hits. Roll damage. Yeah, he did.
And on to the next one.
And the final one. 20 does hit. Yes.
Attacks of
25 points of damage. He's still up.
I think I have.
3, 4, 1 more.
Yes.
Yes.
2 more. Because you're in attack. That hits,
Oh.
and I can guarantee you he's dead. He has 1 hit point left.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Well,
So many
maybe
points.
I can run up to the one lady and smack her. Let's see how much distance I got.
She is elevated.
yeah. This is like
I
a
got 10 feet of
8-foot elevated platform. It's kind of like a. It looks very similar to the.
You can get here. That would be the.
I could
closest.
whistle.
That's
But then you would have to
true.
give up your attack, because isn't that an action to whistle?
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
stun.
that is true.
I think he might already be dead. Just fucking crit into that guy. Just make him really regret coming on to you.
That one just gets like completely obliterated.
Would that be considered?
That's 15.
Yeah, that
this
would
is
be.
this is 10.
Damn it. I can't hit anyone with the crit. That sucks.
I know. It's unfortunate.
You wouldn't be able to. No, never mind. Oh well.
Sorry.
Alright, I'll just move it to the smoke.
Slide into the shadows. Alrighty. Well, this one.
Dead.
Uh,
Dead. Oh, that one's still alive.
Well, one of the ones coming up is dead.
One of the small boys is still up. He's the only small boy still up, unless there's more hiding, which I would not be surprised at this point if they were.
with disadvantage, an 18 and a 23.
23 hit, 18 doesn't.
Alright, you take a total of 12 damage, 7 slashing, and 5 psychic. As the second
Alright.
attack grazes against you, and you hear a ha! But you doesn't realize just how bad everything's gotten.
Still got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And you know what? Nah, I'll wait in case the bitch hits me.
Mm.
make her. See, I don't want to use any more. She's running really low on spell slots. So. Oh, she's got first levels. Yeah, she'll use a chromatic orb. 24 will hit her. 17 points of damage. A ball of acid flies from Tazmikella at the one that's in front of you. Jaeger splashes into the back of her. She's like barely hanging in there, but she is still alive. This one, the one next to Theodos. No, she didn't get hit with Booming Blade last, right?
Last turn, no.
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 Don't think
Okay.
she moved now.
Yeah, being who she is going to back out of the fire. So you will get an attack of opportunity, Eidos.
All right. Love to see it. Love to see it.
No.
Built up
Unfortunately, no.
3 charges at this point, but you know what? We'll take it.
So she dashes back with great speed. She can only use that for a weapon attack, so she's not really going to be able to do that because she has no ranged weapon throws. But Eidos, can you please give me a dexterity saving throw? And she feels really bad about having to do this, but you're a huge threat.
Was she
Oh, that's a
fireballing?
natural 1. Yeah, she's fireballing.
No,
As she
good.
runs back and turns her body, you see a ball of black fire in her hand, and she into the center of the darkness bubble.
I mean, is it a different kind of fireball, or is it just a fireball?
It's just fire.
Oh, then
that's
I'm not.
right.
I'm immune. Yeah.
Yeah, you're immune. Robert, I
I'm
still
just
need one
gonna
from
go-
you.
I'm just gonna go. Like, you know.
She forgot, and I forgot.
Yay!
Well, she
You
didn't
love to see
know.
it.
So it's on brand.
Yeah, Robert, you don't actually need to give me a dexterity saving throw. Because even if you pass, you take 19 points of fire damage.
Wow.
Damn it.
No.
I know. So as the fireball goes out, the fire explodes directly off of you, Eidos. You see it. You see the flames just kind of like change your field of vision for a bit, but they just wash around you and almost around this like invisible barrier off of your skin that's being projected by your armor. The Yankee in front of you does not have such protections and takes the full 38 points of damage. And you hear him scream, but when the shadows don't drop, she and then she's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run over to here and be in cover. And that's gonna be her turn. Yeah. Starseer's turn. Jesus. She's
Tigger's like, hey, pick on someone your own size.
just I guess she does. Okay. Can you give me a strength check, please?
Strength check.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Old person. No, okay.
4.
Okay. 4?
Poor.
Oh, poor. I thought there was
Yeah.
more going on there.
No,
All right.
no.
So as you say that, you feel your body just like lift off of the ground, and she just yeets you
Whoop.
20 feet up and about 10 feet back. So you go up 10, 20 feet and then fall, taking 2d6 damage, and you're away from her.
Telekinesis?
Yeah, she used telekinesis to just because it says you could shove them in any direction, including up.
Including.
You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you crash into the tree behind you. That's going to be her action. And then she is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as she hits this point of the shadows, she just disappears. Like, she obviously used her step, but you guys don't see where it leads to. It's outside of your range of vision at this point. That's gonna be her turn. Eodos.
All right, let's see if I can hit this little guy.
Yeah, 26 will hit. Yeah, he's going to die so quickly.
Oh,
Yeah, he's dead. As he's like reeling from the flames and like, ah! He looks up and he can't even see. It's just darkness in here. He calls out, Mistress Clap! And he's dead. You just decapitate him through the shadows.
Now, are Gith considered humanoid? Like, are they?
They are.
Okay, then pop me up a specter, because I killed something.
You did. All right. I had to check. I was unsure my own self.
Yeah, we've been running into so much crazy shit that now I don't like. I always have to ask because some things look like they might be, and then they're not, and then some things look like they are, or they aren't, but they are. So,
Yup.
I mean,
There's Spectre.
I want my cookie.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
nice.
all right, he's going dead last.
Well, almost.
What was that roll when we needed it? Or at least when Robert needed it.
All right, I'll walk up over this way.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Great. Amicia, it is your turn.
I'm gonna move up to to here,
Goes bounding through.
and I'm gonna shift back.
All right, it's actually 31 because
And
of
I feel like I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds,
Okay.
and I'm gonna target, well, everybody who I can see. So me, Robert, Ken, and I forgot her name.
Taz.
Kaz.
Yes,
Yeah, Taz is full HP, but
but
yeah,
I
you're
still
good.
have to
Go for it.
choose people.
I know.
yeah.
Heal
dare
my
you.
monsters.
No. Fuck off.
Heal your enemies.
They weren't challenging enough. Here, let me help you guys.
Everyone gets back 19.
Nice.
I am max on my things. Does that take an action? Okay. Use that. Does it take an action for me to deform?
No, I think you can drop your wild shapes as a free action, right?
Well, again, I don't know. Wild shape, if you're not a moon druid, it's not a bonus action.
Yeah.
So you probably have to
that's
use your
true.
You
action
can
to
revert
unwild
to your
shape.
normal form earlier by using your bonus action on your turn.
Okay, so you used your bonus action to turn
And
back
I
into
use
you.
and I use my action to heal.
Yeah, just remember you can't bonus action wild shape unless you're a moon druid. So keep that in mind.
Oh, I fucked
Yeah,
up
when
the
you
last turn
turned
then.
wolf form, yeah, it's all good. I missed it too because we're both used to playing or
Dealing
playing along with moon
druids.
druids. Yeah. All right, Ken, it is your turn.
Did I see the what'd you call her, Starseer person?
You saw her like lift Jaeger up and push him away. She ran over towards this building, and as she kind of stepped behind this tent here, you saw that kind of like tug of space, and so you know she teleported. She used the Misty Step that they've been using. It's Arcane Step, but you don't know to where because it went out of your line of sight.
Okay.
You can't see a big bubble of darkness right here, so you can kind of assume if it's moving this way, they must have went that way.
Yeah. Do I see her at least?
You can see this one. Yeah, she's just like she's kind of behind one of the tents and is more looking towards the center of the bubble of darkness that's running at her.
Oh, well, I'm gonna shoot at her with a Dolphin real quick.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, when you guys lose sight of them, I'd put them on the GM layer because it's more fun. Oh no.
That didn't
Our
sound
luck
good.
has turned.
29 hits.
No, it's back.
8 piercing. All right. What is her con mod? Con save 6.
Roll a 1.
She rolled an 11 with a
Damn
plus
it.
6. She maintains her
Damn.
haste.
Well,
All
That's
right.
fine.
No, that was
Anything
a
else you wanna do?
typo. It was only a 1.
Nothing on my bonus.
All right. Jaeger, it's your turn.
Alright. With my movement, can I like fly? Fly
Sure.
movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which direction are you going in?
She's gonna go like just 10, 15 feet up.
Okay.
Just to get up a little bit and then go this way. And then can I still she's not like invisible or anything, the Starseer. Can I sense her at all?
Make a perception check. There is cover in the way, but maybe.
I will use hold on, I'm gonna use a die to try to help a little bit.
I believe in you,
Cybles.
guy.
Nope, never mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
Not
Unfortunately, in the moment of chaos, just glancing around, you can see your friends converging on one down here that does seem brighter, but not the one you're looking for. You're not quite sure where she is at the moment.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
in
what's-
lieu of
What's your intelligence modifier?
1. Yeah, 1.
Okay, so you got like 36, 30, let's say 36, 35 feet of movement while you're using your astral sea movement.
I think that was most of it to move here.
Yeah,
Oh,
15 up,
man.
20 over. Yeah, right? Ken should just be floating everywhere.
Now, does the Zephyr stuff, because that gives more movement, does that stack on with the intelligence? Or is that like a separate thing?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's a separate
Aw.
thing because of the way it focuses on your agility of like body.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Alright. They seem to have that, so I'm gonna hold my attack until the other one shows up.
Okay. Alright, so you ready one of your knives in the air. Robert.
Yeah.
It is your turn.
You're
Where are
prone
they?
on the ground.
Where are
I
who?
am indeed.
Mhm.
The last living people.
There's
Oh.
one over here.
Can I just horizontally levitate over there?
What's your intelligence?
I believe.
Prone levitate.
Let's check. My intelligence is 13.
13. So you would have 40 feet. And yes, I will let you just sort of slide along the ground because you can just sort of move yourself. You will still be prone, but you don't have to technically get up. But you can just sort of, you know, like those stop motion videos that people make of the people that just sort of like. That's what he's
just
doing.
worm around the house or
Yeah.
something.
Just reckless attack. That way you don't get disadvantage from attacking while prone. And just do like 5 of your normal ass attacks on her off of the
Yeah,
ground.
it would honestly probably kill him.
Does his rage drop when he goes unconscious?
Your
I
rage.
think so.
My rage
would
will
have-
Yeah.
have dropped,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
23 and 24 both hit. Well, it's hold on. So you would have disadvantage from being on the ground, but
Yeah, it's just a
advantage. So,
flat
it's,
roll.
so
it'll
the first
be-
attack hits. So
Okay. Then I have
16 does not, but 23 does. Points, and then the butt end, 24 also hits.
Come on, drop that haste, bitch.
All right, so it's 13 and a 10.
And then I am still in offensive stance, so I actually technically have one more. I need to turn off advantage, but
So
whatever.
13.
I rolled a 13 and a 19.
No.
Whew.
Cut it out.
That
This
is
is like the ice dragon all over again.
She's looking messed
Right?
up though.
And I'm gonna add a trip attack.
Right, what was the final halberd strike for? The 28 minus?
He was an offensive.
Offensive stance.
Oh, but it's the 13. 'cause-
It's the
yeah,
13,
Okay.
not
Mhm.
the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So one of them has a tripping attack on it for another.
Just
Fall,
wait.
Say the
bitch.
second one because it got called late and that still passes her con save. And she needs to make a strength to stay on her feet. That's a dirty 20.
Damn. Alright, someone else let her know.
Alright. Alright, as you finish your breakdance flurry of blows, brings it to Taz's turn. She's going to run up behind Ken and she's just going to use an acid splash. Cantrip! So 19 dex save.
Search.
Ooh, golden
That is
shower.
a
No, I'm kidding.
17.
Not quite.
Oh wait, you know what?
7, that's it.
It doesn't change how the turn turns out, but oh wait, I guess he is prone though, so it's still gonna be fled anyway. I was gonna say he's Robert's in the darkness, so he didn't even really need the reckless attack. He would have advantage since you couldn't see him. But
True.
But you can't stack advantage anyway.
No.
yeah.
It just makes me
Unfortunately.
technically harder to hit. She wouldn't expect someone to be laying on the ground.
I'm just
Should
seeing
already
a-
have disadvantage because you're prone.
And just seeing
Yeah.
a halberd. Just way better.
That's why I was
Think.
saying like you're not gonna be getting swung on with advantage at least. It's just gonna be
Mhm.
flat attack when she swings on you because you are still in the darkness. So that's something. I mean, you do still only have a 15, so not
Yeah.
much of something, but you know it's better than advantage where she might crit and outright kill you if she does something crazy.
Very true.
Fair.
She really wants to hit Eodos. She wants to drop that darkness, but it's
Here.
problematic.
We're all friends.
You can do
Come
it.
on
I
in.
believe in you.
It's fine. That
Throw
requires
another fireball. Fuck it. Fuck me up, fam.
No, please
Worked well
don't.
last time.
Please don't. I just got him
Let's see within range.
awake. I'm running out of spell slots.
Actually, that is a very fair point, because she can now also see the rest of the crew, and the fact
Look,
that
I
you
was
guys.
I was
Oh,
joking.
we
Don't
jumbled.
use my joke against us. Come on. If it isn't the consequences of our own actions, huh? But I was just joking. Don't act. Fireball,
Kazmakella,
boy.
Ken, and Hibisia,
Wow.
will you please give me dexterity? She kind of steps away and starts moving
hate
away
you,
from
Eodos.
the
I hate
shadows and throws another fireball out.
Damn it. Oh.
Oh, wow. Wowzer, Bowser.
Hey, Aurora.
You
Guess
great.
what? This must be karma from like twice now that
Yeah,
you've
right.
you've been the one to kill me, or you go to the
Mhm.
Sphinx into
It
killing
was
me.
by
Dex save.
accident, I swear.
So, Ken, you managed to jump out of the way of it and take a whopping 9 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Oh,
What
that's
the
nothing.
fuck?
Okay.
Wow.
Kazmakella
That was
and Hibisia
four.
fail. You take 19 points of fire damage
Okay.
as the world's weakest fireball gets
I'm back
Okay,
to where I
hurled.
was. What the
You
fuck?
had me
Yo.
worried. I thought it was a crazy
I know,
fireball.
I
Yeah,
was
right?
too. I
Ooh,
was
and
just
she can
like,
beat
well,
6.
I gotta back up anyway.
10, 15, 20. And she kind of comes around the corner and sees Jaeger up in the... You're in the air. Let's see.
Yeah, about 15 feet.
She's not even gonna... Not even... You were holding it only for if the Star Seer shows up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She's just gonna use her Misty Step to try to teleport that way. And she seems to be running away.
Bitch.
Actually,
run away.
she's got even more movement because she's still hasted. She can get
Uh-oh.
all the way to there. She barely got to use that haste because it's just that extra. She can dash too. Cool. Okay. Spectre?
it.
What does the Spectre
Alright,
do?
well, I'm just gonna 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 40. I'm just gonna get the Spectre in here just to rummage around, maybe throw out that other hider.
Can you have him roll me a perception check?
Have him roll you a wisdom.
Yeah, there you go. Right. The Spectre kind of just shambles its
Hell
way through
yeah.
your shadows, and you just see it like flip open a couple boxes and push some stuff out of the way. As it does, she shows herself out of the parapet on the roof, and you can go ahead and use your held attack action.
Attack.
It's an 11.
Well, hold on. +4.
17.
Still bad.
On. She has.
No, she doesn't have reactions.
Better not be. She better not be a 15 AC or a 16 AC, and I'm gonna be mad.
No. I was trying to see how much mage armor would have increased it, but as she darts out, she only has 4 hit points. Go ahead and roll damage. 'Cause
Oh, hell
15,
yeah.
will, 15 will hit her. She has an AC of 13 because she's just a squishy caster.
20.
20 damage is more than enough. She pokes
Hell
her
yeah.
head out with one of those astral bolts in her hand, and it seems to be
Fuck
looking
you.
over towards where you were in the tree, Jaeger. And as she shows herself, and she just sort of rolls off the roof, a dead and limp corpse. The Spectre kind of just points at it.
Good job, buddy.
Good work, Chief.
Eodos, it's your turn.
Alright, well, guess let's see. Like, get over here. Can I see if they're running that way or this way? Because if I can't see them over here, I can assume they're darting this way.
You can see her running up this street. She is kind of behind half cover, so she'll have an AC bonus for ranged attacks, but you can see her.
I was just making because I didn't want to meta it and just dimension door to her if I couldn't see her. But
Hell yeah.
so there's just at her feet from her own shadow, a well of darkness just pops up as she climbs out, lights up.
There's a gasp of surprise and panic.
No
and
witnesses.
22 hits. Whew, 47 points of damage. She had 34 hit points left. You appear, and with one swing of the Executioner Fate Render, the fight is over, and this enemy is no more. You stand in your bubble of darkness alone.
Well,
Does she have anything cool over here?
Roll me investigation.
whoever needs healing, come.
Well, that's just a 7. That's just a 7.
7.
Come closer
I
to
mean-
me.
She appears to be wearing, some sort of magical armor, and her sword is magical. But those are...
I'll grab the sword at least and bring it over in case anybody wants it.
We should probably move these bodies out of the way, in case somebody's walking later
Trying
through
to
here.
change the music.
In case that we're in the middle of town.
Which we
You
definitely
know,
aren't.
step right
As-
here. That way, all of these bodies are at least hidden in a bubble of darkness now.
As
Pretender.
Ken states that, you hear a croaky and familiar voice from... It's... Let's see, actually, which one would it be? Probably the stoop of one of these buildings. Let's see, which one would be best for her to have been watching the action from.
Can I
Here.
activate my shawl so I can use more healing spells?
Yeah, you can. So as the battle ends, you activate your shawl and take on the awakened form of it, the flowers and blossoms that are built into it, blooming into these vibrant and beautiful colors. that just fill the shawl like a bed of wildflowers.
So
And as go ahead.
I'm gonna use 5 of my charges to cast Mass Healing Word.
Okay.
So it's gonna be, well, again, it's probably gonna be us 3 here and then Robert, because I'm pretty sure they're the only ones in range, and I can't see Eodos. Though I
Nope.
highly doubt he got touched anyway.
I got a little bit. I got a
Okay.
little touched up. Not too bad though.
Oh my god.
The darkness
19.
giving them disadvantage really
yeah.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
So everybody gets 19 again.
I felt so cocksure when I was like, I'm just gonna fireball him. That'll drop his concentration.
And then, so now that uses, there you go. And then I'll try and use the last 3 of my charges for Healing Word. 2 on myself, because I can.
Okay.
15. Robert, how you feeling?
I'm alive.
I'll use the last one on him.
The small hole in his armor has. It's weird watching Robert heal because as you heal him, healing Robert always feels just a little bit different. You're latching onto something that's not quite alive and pushing that healing energy into something that isn't really a living thing. It's the focus. It's that amulet, and it causes the steel to stretch and strengthen, and the armor itself to regrow and heal itself in a very unnatural way. But as you are searching things, and Ken mentions hiding the bodies, you hear a familiar and croaked voice from underneath one of the overhangs over there. That would be probably wise, but I can always alert the cleaners that another kerfuffle has occurred. And she'll walk towards you all, and she's going to then have to see through your illusion. 'Cause seeming isn't concentration, it's just sort of there. It's a saving throw.
Oh.
Supreme Commander. Oh god.
Don't worry about it.
You
I'm sure it's
guys
fine.
would recognize her. Ken, this is the woman that spoke to you in the Council of Waterdeep. It's the same Githyanki that addressed you all and was the one who was responsible for arresting Rose, the one that you were talking with. As she looks over each of you, she stops and goes, although it is unwise for you to be causing problems, why are the members of the cult slaying troops here?
They
What's
attacked us
going
first.
on?
No reason.
Narrows her eyes.
I'm like thinking that she can't see through it.
Let's see. So as you were the one.
The wings are gone by this point.
Yeah, the wings aren't there.
Yeah.
You're just kind of there.
Weird.
She's having this serious questioning. You know, you guys are like on edge, and you just hear the clanks of Ito scooping up one of those weird organic swords.
Which you're grabbing it from one of the ones that you're standing around now, the Bubble of Darkness.
Yeah, I want to grab one of the bigger ones because those sound cooler. But
Cool. All right. You can add a Githyanki greatsword and a Githyanki longsword into your inventory.
Does my spellcaster have anything special on her?
Let's see. What would she have? Did she have anything? Starseer. Strangely enough, no. She's wearing a nice, like, robe that doesn't appear to even be magical, and you can't even find a spellcasting focus. You didn't see her using it. There's no component pouches. Roll me investigation.
You're good at those.
Let's see.
No, well,
No.
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
usually.
You do find
You strip her naked.
So many.
you find a pouch with 3 gemstones in it. 2 of them seem to be diamonds, and there's one that looks like an emerald. But they're pretty hefty. They're pretty like they're about like you probably gauge the diamonds at 500 each.
He kind of like weighs them in his hand and probably can't actually tell how much they're worth, but we'll take
Nothing
them.
specific. Yeah. All right, let's
Hop
see.
down and head towards the group.
She'll kind of approach Hibisia and then narrow her eyes. Did you not have wings before?
No.
Roll me deception. Oh, actually, roll me
What are you, crazy?
persuasion, because you're not technically lying.
Persuasion. I'm so good at it. Yeah.
She narrows her eyes at you with her 26 insight. She looks around. The bubble of
And now
you're
they're
keeping the darkness spell up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
The bubble of darkness approaches. She goes,
I
"What
don't
is
trust
that?"
this bitch.
She'll step back out of it and
She steps back, almost back into Jaeger. She's kind of just standing quietly behind her.
you all know better than to mess with a Supreme Commander. What is going on here?
We're not
You.
fighting. We're just careful.
Who are you? I do not recognize your face. She's gonna roll another instant. Yep, nope, that's an 8. Oh, can't see you. Was it a investigation against seeming?
Think so, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be an investigation check. Okay. She's not doing well at. Narrows her eyes. Who are you?
Interested parties? What are you doing here?
Make a persuasion check.
You're not Rose. You won't have a 23.
I don't.
What's the
I
worst
got
that could
that.
Oh my
happen?
god.
That
Jaeger's
is
not
none
very good
of
at
your
talking.
concern, warrior. Who are you to question my actions? What are you doing here? Answer me.
You know, this is waiting on a signal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got lost on
I
our way
mean-
to the palace.
Hold on. Okay. She's basically every time I'm giving her another talent. Nope, nope. Looks past, narrows her eyes at Robert. Well, looks between all of you. Very well then. Actually, no, Robert, roll me a persuasion as well. She doesn't. She's very suspicious of everything that's going on. You guys just killed a bunch of people.
Might is right out in these streets, you know?
What? Can you link past?
Yeah,
Yeah.
woohoo!
Oh wait, maybe.
You guys
It just
on
gives us
your
a
way
plus 10
to
if we
Yeah.
Del.
Plus 10.
Yeah, I
to
just need
spell.
to see the casting components.
Hold on. I'm casting it through
Oh, through the staff. That's right.
through
That's
the
right. You can say
staff, so because I can cast it however many effing times I want.
All right. Okay. So as the shadows start to dampen, even the sounds you make within this bubble of darkness, Taz and Ken and Hibisia, you don't have. No, you have Eldritch. No,
No.
no, that was Aurora.
That
had
was
Eldritch, or Aerith.
Aerith.
Everyone in here is blind as a bat, just listening to the discourse happening outside. She looks past Jaeger at Robert. Then explain this. If you were on your way to the castle, why did you not just ask these to escort you? They belong to the despot.
I mean, we
we
did, and they attacked us.
Make a deception check.
I mean, they did attack us.
They did.
But we're just trying to get across, like, trying to keep why they attacked us under wraps. You know?
Okay. Interesting. Very fascinating. Interesting. Okay. She kind of like narrows her eyes again at you, Jaeger, and then steps back and drags one of the bodies out from the shadows. Would you mind telling your companions to lower the magics here? It's unnecessary, and it will only attract more attention.
I mean, are you looking to hurt us too, or are we in a truce here for the moment?
No reason to wish ill of you. I simply want to understand why the two groups of you were fighting. I was attracted by the noise and opted to see how it played out before speaking to the victor.
Eidos will put his hand on, like, his armor. So that it looks like he's holding a wound or something. Because he's still disguised as a cultist. But he's putting his hand over the spot that he put darkness so that it looks like it's withdrawn, but it's still active.
Okay, so your darkness bubble just back into itself.
Yeah.
Hidden. Okay. She kind of looks over at you all now that she can see the four of you. Thank you. I felt a bit uneasy not knowing what was behind me.
Fair.
Come on, one more intelligence. Nope.
Grand Supreme
wrong?
Leader is just stupid.
My God, it was all the other Githyanki were just like 19s, 20, 21. Is nope, she's 15, 12, all these. Yes, despots, man. Hell, and she kind of just drops it and drops the body and kicks it off to the side. Good riddance, anyway. You say they attacked you?
It did.
Why?
We would like to know as well. We were just asking for directions, and then two of them randomly attacked us, and when we retaliated, they all started attacking us.
Let me see. That was mostly what I saw. Very well. Make your way to the castle. Well, I will seek you out, and she looks over at Jaeger, and we will speak more later. Perhaps get a better understanding of this and teach you about your place within our society.
Happy to learn.
She starts to...
Directions?
She looks over her shoulder at you. You do not know where you are going.
That's why we asked them for directions.
How long has it been since you arrived here?
I
Do not-
can't tell.
She just kind of like sighs and shakes her head. Exacerbated at this point, more like just kind of like tired of dealing with these damn humans.
Can I open the link, or is it still open? No, it's probably not still open.
No, it's not still open. No.
A link
Who are
for
you?
what? Oh, never mind. I was like, what?
Of all people, you should know what he's talking about.
I'm sorry, it's been a while.
What is it again? It's 4 people. Yeah,
I
4
think so.
people. 4. 1 hour. But open it between me, Ken, Eidos, Robert, and
That's-
Hibiscia.
Okay.
Or no, never mind. Not.
Was it you
not
and
you.
4, or just a total of 4?
I don't.
What?
Doggo, angry.
Yeah, she won dinner.
Choose 1 or more creatures. You can see up to a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus. I think it's me and 4 people.
I think it's you and 4 people. Yeah.
Okay, so then everybody but Taz.
Okay.
And I'll just turn halfway to them. Just look, this is getting kind of confusing. Do we want to try it to see if she'll help us?
Just ask for
She doesn't-
quick directions.
But she doesn't seem to think, or at least believe, that we're really with the cult, since we don't know where the fuck we're going and what's happening, and can't answer any of her questions.
Let's
This
just-
is the bit. This is the
We
bitch
can
that busted
let-
into the meeting and took our friends. So I don't know if they're going to be too interested in helping us.
Let's just head to the castle.
Don't know where it is.
Right. That's why,
You can kind of see the castle, but finding where to get into like the main gate into the courtyard in the center.
Okay, we'll
We're not-
improvise.
we're not doing so hot on the stealthing part of this, to be quite honest. Everybody except for her seems to have seen through us. Do we really want to get up on the gate like this? I mean, I guess, like you said, she's the one who did all this, but she doesn't seem to want to fight, at least at the moment.
There she pulls an intelligence. Yeah, there we go. She's kind of like crouching down, looking at some of the wounds from the Githyanki and like assessing you guys who are dressed as cultists and carrying either weapons that look like cultist weapons that don't match what you're using, or she rolled over a 20 on that final intelligence check, so she can't see through Taz's illusions apparently, but she can figure out there is something different.
This is like the first Gith, honestly, that we've run into who hasn't immediately seen through us.
I mean, if you want to try and talk to her, I'm not gonna stop you. I just don't know if she's gonna be willing to help. Us or us as in the cult, like while we're being hidden.
She already knows something is weirdly up with us.
If you wanna spill the beans, feel free. I've still got my darkness cupped right here, so worst case scenario, we just pop that.
One sec, just hold on. Just gonna go back over to her as she's doing stuff with the bodies.
Kind of looks up at you, narrows her eyes. Yes.
Look, things are obviously a little strange.
She looks down. It's not strange to see 2 groups of Githyanki fighting in the city streets. What is strange is to see your kind causing trouble with the despot's men, as well as the wounds you appear to have inflicted. They are unlike much of what I've seen from your people.
I mean, that's the thing. You keep calling them despots. Are you on their side or not?
He looks down. I do not necessarily ally myself with the royal family of this land. At least not the one currently in control. No. Do you?
If I were to
assume
say-
you must be one of his men if you were escorting these cultists, but the fact that you raised arms against one of your own. Curious.
If I were to say no, how would you feel about that?
Make me a persuasion check.
This is a convenient turn of events, not gonna lie. She just magically anti the current royal family.
It's like, hey, what was that plan about installing a puppet government? Not too shabby now, is it?
Don't.
That's why I chuckle to myself when you guys make plans a lot, because I think of a lot of this stuff ahead of time. But 17.
Not bad for me.
She
I can bump it
narrows
up
her
if I
eyes.
need
Yeah.
to, but
No, it'll be enough. She brushes herself off. If you would like, we could continue this conversation beyond the walls of the Royal District. I was on my way to seek out possible allies to our cause. Although, if we...
Against the cult, right? I'm
Yes.
gonna make sure I get everything straight.
She kind of like looks sideways. I'm actually gonna have her make a perception check around her. You roll a natural 20 on that one. She sees nothing. Yes, I do not like the influences that they are having on our people, nor the whispers that the ones in red are speaking into the despot's ears. These newcomers to our world stand against them in theirs, and I hope they will be willing to at least hear me out, though I do not expect them to. So, if you want, we could approach them together. Though, and she looks back over at all the cultists, it may be better if you leave them to the wolves.
Well, I mean, at this point, it sounds like you're kind of on the same page as us here. Hey, let's just go ahead and drop the pretenses here. We're not cult. We're not the cult. Okay, let's just get that out there.
Then who are you? And you hear Taz McKella speak up from her very burly cultist visage. Well, should I drop the spell, or do we think it's gonna?
Is there any way that you can make like one person see through it and not entirely drop it, or not?
Let's see. That is a good question. I'm willing to make her choose.
I'll just
use your action to dismiss it sooner.
I'll just say they seem to know you. And I guess if you can just, you could just drop it and put it back, I guess.
Well, I could. Let's see. I could once more today, although it will limit me a little bit, at least until we can find some way to rest. I could drop it from one of you, or all of us together.
Just shit. I mean, you could drop it from me, and I'm stealthy, but she doesn't know me.
Drop it for me.
Yeah, so you can drop it for almost everyone else because even I barged in and yelled at her.
It's true, you did. It's pretty much just not Hibisia and Jaeger, but as
Robert.
No, Robert was yelling at her.
I ran in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because they
Robert
held
was there for a little bit.
Remember?
Yeah,
I
just
forgot.
drop it for me.
As Taz reaches out, the illusion of Ken's cultist form drops away, and his armored form beneath, with his helmet retracted, reveals itself. And she kind of narrows her eyes. And
Please do not attack us.
you are who I was seeking, I believe. Although you look slightly different. Did you do something to your hair?
Let's just say it's a family trait. Kind of happened.
At this point, she's going to make one more advantage investigation. It's still a 17 with advantage.
Wow.
She kind of like glances over at all of you and kind of does some quick math. That makes sense. Well, let me. It is not safe for us to speak here. This does save us some time. If you want, I could lead you back to my domicile. We could speak there. I have a proposition for you.
Lead the way.
You looking specifically for the group?
For them. And she kind of like puts out her one hand and points towards Ken. Him in particular. He seemed interested in helping his friend, and I believe we can assist each other.
I mean, that's why we're here. Well, that's why we're here. Why we're here. B is because apparently the whole cult thing, which we didn't quite know was happening, that puts another
I may be able to
problem in the bucket.
fill in some blanks for you. But we should
That
not
would be-
speak in the streets.
That would be great. Let's go. Yeah. That way we
She'll-
can just drop this shit too later.
She'll start
That's
leading
annoying.
you down a series of alleys and streets. The Noble District itself does have quite a few people moving around in it, but with her leading the way, the guard groups that you come across, she can quickly dismiss them. Even with Ken's more human form, not many people seem interested in questioning this woman, who will introduce herself as Okra.
Alright. One question.
Kazunte.
Does Gif Yankee know Draconic?
She does not know Draconic, no.
Don't feel bad, good Yankee. Neither do I.
Neither do I.
Oh no.
Me neither. As we're walking, Jaeger will talk to her in Gith as well. Just things have been different here from the last time I was here. When did they start taking over?
Taz will reply to Ken, I will. I think we should keep both eyes on her just in case. And to you, in Gith, Okra will reply, not long. And it was after my grandchildren last left, so relative. Oh, she's kind of like scrunches her face up. She's obviously like thinking about it, trying to track it. She's, few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 months of your time.
Okay.
Or of, as she will call it, wild time. Which is where time is actually flowing.
I mean, that could be worse, but they've made quite an impact in that
Yeah,
short of time.
yes. She'll continue to lead. She doesn't speak much in the streets, and she seems very anxious and keeping aware of her surroundings. But she'll eventually lead you guys to a nice, moderate-sized home. It's big enough to probably fit a couple families. In this part of town, there are a lot of big mansions and like row houses where a lot of wealthy people could live that are very well kept and nice, even with the lack of real like shrubbery here because there's not a lot of growth. She'll lead you through this large gate into a small courtyard, and as she's walking in and kind of locking the gate up behind you guys, turns towards the door. The front door of her house opens, and 3 small Githyanki, probably no more than 3.5 feet tall, run out. Grandma, you're back! And she turns, you little ones! And it's like the strangest thing you've ever seen. This woman who normally holds herself with like poise and posture and this absolute control. She's a martial being. She's Eodos and Robert can see she's very well disciplined. And as soon as she sees these young Githyanki run out from the house and run at her, calling her grandma, it's like she's a kid again. She's embodied with this like youth and life, and she crouches down and starts chasing them around and is mostly just talking to them that this wasn't expected. She didn't think that they'd be coming back this soon, that they had only just left for the wild space, and they're replying that they've actually been gone for over a year and they couldn't stay away any longer, and she remarks on how big they've gotten. And do you guys do anything while this seeming reunion happens as you're standing in the courtyard of her home?
Oh, I'm not doing anything.
Just look around, make sure there isn't anything else weird.
Roll me a perception check. You take a look around. The only thing that you can see are 2 older Githyanki, probably young adult to adult, who are standing in the doorway and just have like a smile on their face watching the kids. And as you see them and notice them, Jaeger, they look up from the kids and they glance across your group and they lock eyes with you. And that look of, yay, grandma's home, kind of like happiness of family reunion drops, and that realization that something else is going on hits them. as Okra is still chasing these kids around and kind of like playing tickle monster with them. You hear the female Githyanki. All right, children, let's let Grandma do her work. It looks like she's got something keeping her busy. I'm sure we'll find time to catch up later. Come on, let's go inside and get washed up. And they bring the kids in. Oka kind of like straightens herself up. Oh. And she looks back at you guys, seemingly forgotten that you were even there. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry about all that. It's felt like forever since I last saw them, and yet I feel like it was just yesterday, too. They grow
No
up
worries,
so fast.
Don't worry about it, madam. There's nothing more important than family.
I agree. Well, please come in. Let me get you some tea, and we can discuss things. And she'll lead you into her home. There's a small atrium, and then a dining room off to the left that has like a small dinette set that she pours some tea from, and you guys can kind of sit around this table where you can each talk. As you guys get into the secure, Taz asks, "Should I drop the seeming
Yeah,
smell?"
I was gonna say maybe just get rid of that. That makes everything so much weirder. Just
It's fair.
I'm
She
also
kind
gonna
of
take
drops
off
it.
Race Felger.
What would you say, Ken?
I'm gonna take off Race Felger as well. It'd be kind of awkward to just be walking into somebody's house like fully kitted.
So as you're walking in, the armor separates itself, and the dragon form walks in behind you and curls up like a dog at your feet. All right. So she kind of like looks across everyone and sips her tea. I guess I am most curious as to what you were doing here. I had heard that you had arrived in the Astral Sea, and kudos to you, young man. And she tips her tea to Ken. You did say that you wished to assist your friend, and I figured the only way to get here was with my assistance, but it seems you have more powerful allies than I expected.
Yeah, I have made some connections over time. I try not to, use them in negative ways. So, when I had belief that when the time came to pull on said strings, then it would be mutually beneficial.
I hope it can be. I want to see these red wizards and cultists expelled from my land, and for my people to be not necessarily my people. Let me be clear. I do not wish to run to Naroth. That seems like a headache. A terrible I do not want to be despot. I just don't believe that Illyros has the best intentions of our people at heart.
Absolutely
guess-
not. Cultists are a disease. They poke their fingers in places they don't belong. And I will be more than happy to remove them from this place for you.
I will be appreciative of that. I was not aware of it when I was sent out, but our previous interaction, and she looks across the group, which I apologize for, was entirely at the bequest of the cult. They wanted to see that one removed for some reason. They were very adamant that no other could be substituted. That they were the primary target.
Divide and conquer, huh? I see you out there playing it.
From my understanding, I think that they upset somebody quite deeply. There was another that was speaking with the Nero. She kind of like sits down. Let me start at the beginning. Some time ago, here, a man appeared from your world seeking the despot of Tudoroth. He seemed to have an understanding of this place that Outworlders normally do not, and came here with purpose. This man was named as Bara. he allied himself with the Kenice family, and using his magics and the connections of Aliros, they were able to take control of Tunaroth, and since that has happened, have been slowly amassing armies and troops within the city. From what I've been able to gather, they plan to attack your world from here. I find abhorrent. We are not a staging point for attacks on the planes that live here. We are the last wall of defense. And she kind of like smacks the the teacup against the table to keep those who would override reality away. Either way, this Asbara is the one who has been pulling the strings. Less
You-
time ago,
Can you describe them for us real quick before you get too deep into your story?
he kind of stops, goes, tall. Let me pull up his character thing. Is a tall man, bald with a tattoo across the top of his head like a stripe. He wears red finery and a large collar that frames his head with these two large, almost bat-like ears. Everybody, I think it's just Ken and Eodos. Roll me a history check. Because I don't think anybody else here was on the caravan.
No.
Hopefully, Cam brings the heat with this history.
Oh,
Hey.
Hell yeah.
as you think
There we
back,
go.
you do remember seeing a figure that matches that description in the caravan you guys were a part of. Before you had started to sabotage everything, there was a man named Asbara Joss, who was one of the Red Wizards of Thay, who was working with the cult. Rose, at the time, had disguised themselves as a cultist and were trying to get information from him, but you do recognize the rough description of that. And Robert, you would actually recognize the description of the finery as those of the Red Wizards of Thay. But as she continues, I know not from where he hailed, but he has been here since and has been whispering into the ears of the despot, driving him more and more towards this militaristic vision of invasion of other planes.
Yeah, that seems like a problem,
Yes.
to say the least.
On his suggestion, well, I am again getting ahead of myself. Some less time ago, and she looks between all of you, and I think you will be familiar with the events I am about to describe. A hole within the astral sea found itself in existence suddenly, and my people were dispatched to deal with it. When they got there, they found a multi-headed monster that took several of our troops to finally quell, and we were able to seal the hole. It was after that the second rupture presented itself, the one that I was sent out to arrest your friend for creating. On the receiving end of that rupture in our world, we did not find a large monster this time, but instead a small dwarf who was quite confused, angry, and promptly arrested. We had brought him to the Three Sorrows to stand judgment, as all those who transgress against us must, but he was soon released under orders from Mazbar himself. It was on
Yeah.
his suggestion that we get your friend. And I believe he is now with this and Aliros within the castle. He wore a white mask and spoke with gravitas, and he was quite frustrated.
Well, shit. He's still alive,
Yeah.
huh?
Yes, you know who I speak. I must admit, I apologize. I am not in the central circle of trust here. I unfortunately know what they have been willing to reveal.
Yeah, he's part of the cult. It's kind of important to him. He's got the mask. We set those bombs off for sure. That's on us. Our bad. But we also kind of assumed that when they got sent out here, they would just inevitably get killed, not taken in by the cult that had already found a foothold out here to cause even more problems. So again, that's on us. Our bad.
Well, it does present you with the opportunity to fix your problem, your mistake. For the way you can help me, remove these two from my land through whatever means you deem correct. If you can,
Extreme violence.
Lethal, yeah,
Okay.
extreme.
she nods very well. I don't really care if you have to kill the despot's men. I will have my clan out of your way, so that no one that I am particularly fond of could stand against you.
Definitely helps.
I can get you into the Three Sorrows, or at least tell you how to get in, as well as where your friend is being kept in there. But I don't believe my presence would be advantageous to your jailbreak. The Sorrows themselves are a self-policing prison filled with aberrations and creatures of thought and malice that don't really listen to anything. Kind of like she's thinking, wait here for one moment. I need to go speak to my son. And she kind of pulls herself up and walks away. And so she's going to leave the scene, leaving you guys to kind of sit and sip the tea, which is earthy but tasty, and it's got a little bit of a almost alcoholic fragrance to it, where it kind of has like that little bit of a buzz kick, but you're not quite sure what chemical could be causing it. But if you guys wanted to discuss amongst yourselves, you probably have a few minutes.
All right, so confirmed. Two of the top dogs are here. So more targets, yay!
I mean, she's also gonna call off her people. That'll be nice.
True. Say we could just murder everyone now.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the attempt at stealthing to get in here, and thankfully
Really didn't
it
work
worked out.
much.
And thankfully it worked out somewhat. But yeah, I think, I mean, like she said, I think they know we're here. So I mean, there's really no point. Let's just.
It's really also a bit
Let's
difficult to try to disguise yourself as someone you don't really know or have any idea how they work.
That's an
Usually,
understatement.
yeah, usually you go ahead and do information gathering and figure their schedule out and then mimic it. But not that we really have the time to do that.
Yeah, no, we don't have that luxury. So.
I mean, this works out.
It's
Yeah.
almost too convenient though, so I'm definitely gonna keep my head on a goddamn swivel. Like,
Obviously, I wouldn't trust anyone here. But if, as it seems, she wants to use us for a purpose, and that's almost as well as
Suspicious.
well. I mean, if she could get us to do what she wants, she won't kill us right away. There's that.
I mean, it sounds like her intentions are fair. Like, she wants to go out of their plane, which, you know, that's fair, right?
Yeah.
At least that. And hey,
Yeah.
if I can get my hands on some cultists, it's a win-win.
Yeah, you just, like I said, you really need to keep your head on the swivel because we were basically just dropped into this place and we had a solution dropped into our lap. You know, like, very rarely does that bode well for our group.
I'm sure there's nothing else going on.
Right? The voice of God just reaffirms. But, I mean, here's the thing. She wants to use us, and we're going to use her to get what we're after. I mean, best case scenario, everything works out. We dip out of here. This place goes back to however the fuck it normally is, and we never have to worry about this place again. You know?
Yeah.
So, hopefully, that's how it shakes out. I mean, regardless
Best you
of
could ask for.
what the plans are, you know, we've got to deal with the cult here. We can't let them hang out here. They cannot get a foothold out here and cause problems for way more planes of reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't.
No, that would be a problem,
Yeah,
to say at the
fuck
very
that.
least.
What do you think, dead spirit of one of the previous despot soldiers? How are you feeling about this?
He just sort of shrugs.
All right, cool.
As your spiritual specter friend shrugs, Okra will walk back into the room. Your timing was good. She sits down on the table. It looks like a gemstone set into an intricate, like, ring of various types of metals.
This is pretty.
Thank you. It is my family's wild home.
Oh.
She looks across you all. How familiar are you with the details and risks of living here in the Astral Sea?
Quite.
Yeah, quite.
Only one of us.
We've been briefed.
Good. Then you are aware of the problem with not being able to necessarily benefit from the passage of time, wounds healing, and she kind of like motions across you all without the use of magical intervention, of course, and the replenishment of magic.
Yeah, I'm just crying while still crusted in blood.
She titters ever so slightly. Then this might be interesting. Within this gem is a home. It's a small pocket of real space, like where you are from. Nowhere near as big as your world itself, but enough that my family and those who are within my clan can use it to grow up. For aging does not happen here. If you remain in the Astral Sea, you can stay alive almost indefinitely. Your body does not decay, and you have an ample amount of time. But she kind of like looks over her shoulder, and you can hear the kids in the background chasing each other around and laughing. But for our children, we must allow them to grow and age appropriately. They cannot be stuck in one time for too long. And so we use these. She taps the gem again. This will open up a door or portal into that, well, I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. It's a ranch. I have built a ranch. It has animals. It has plants, and it's a fun and enjoyable place to rest. It could help you with maintaining your power while you're here, if you're willing to assist me in freeing my land of these invaders that wish to dictate policy and send me on foolish missions to gather up their enemies because they can't defeat them on their own.
I'm just like a little kid wanting to like reach and just like poke at it.
Do you want to see the ranch?
I'm very curious.
She kind of gets up and like cracks her back a little bit and picks up the gem, and she puts it on the door and just rests her hand on it. And the door itself just sort of like shimmers a little bit, and she reaches for the door handle and follow me. And she opens the door, and it passes into a very similar room to the one that you had come out of. Not much on the other side of it looks different, except that there's sunlight, and you can see that the interior of the room is actually lit by warm beams of sunlight. Follow. Is anybody not following,
I'm
or are you all
going.
following? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
following.
For sure.
Okay. You all head in, and the shift is tangible. You can feel something in your sensations of how your body suddenly feels alive again, and you realize that the only time you were breathing in the astral sea was when you were remembering that you had to breathe. Your heart, you don't remember even really hearing your heartbeat unless you were looking for it. Time was so fucky, your body didn't know what to do. But here, you're very comfortable again, and it's like it's like coming home almost, but slightly different. She will lead you through the ranch house, which is just a recreation of her own house, and out into the front courtyard. And as you step out into the front courtyard, there isn't that wall that goes around the house here. It's a grassy field, and above is a blue sky with a sun that's just shining brightly. You can hear animals like mooing and making noise off in the distance. The wind is blowing ever so slightly. It's almost like the material plane, very close,
Oh my
except
god,
that
nature.
you can see the curvature of the planet because the world on which you're standing is much, much smaller. It's not quite like King Kai size,
I was about to say
but
King Kai.
I was just about to say that.
yeah, it's not quite that small, but it's small enough that as you're standing, you can kind of see the horizon fade away in an almost unnatural way, because it's not natural to anything that you've been on before, but you adapt to it pretty quickly. But here there is all the things that you would need to live and thrive. The ranch house itself has plenty of bedrooms that are nicely made up, and as she shows you around, you can utilize this space as a place to rest while you are here in the sea. Again, if you are amenable to aid, I am willing and anxious to offer what aid I can, but I do not know what all I can do besides give you the information. You seem quite capable.
Abyssia
Based
just
from
like
what I
has a
saw.
tear running down their face just on the beauty of all this. On the ranch of the ranch.
And she's going to, let's see, because she's got such a good insight. Alright, it's not great, but not terrible. She'll smile, just be like, "Do you like what you see, young one?"
I love it. And then I just like lean down to the ground and start casting Druidcraft, making some like extra flowers.
Please, to your heart's content, fill the field. I'm sure if we could create some new plant life here, my grandchildren would find it incredible when they return.
I will gladly do that, and I just start frolicking.
Oh,
While
well,
casting Druidcraft.
I'll look to Eidos and Jaeger and just say, y'all. I'll look to Eidos like you know I'm down to smack down the cult. What do y'all think?
For sure. That's our whole point in coming here was to get our friend back. But now that we know the cult's here, we gotta stop him. Like 100%.
Yeah.
I feel
Robert?
like this is like the serious conversation, and then just in the background you see Hibisia just skipping.
I gotta imagine he's like frolicking around Robert, who's just standing all grumpy in the middle of the field.
And I'm just like, I have like some like a pile of flowers, and I'm just like throw them upward and all over Robert, because he's just nothing but black armor. So I'm just like, yay, and just fall like back away.
Okay,
Yeah.
kind
I mean, things seem. Things seem to line up. Like you said, Eidos, maybe a little too well, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe definitely keep a lookout. But if interests align, and if we can get any help we can get, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, we gotta stop him regardless. So even if it's a trap, we kind of have to walk into it because fuck the cult and everything they're about. And it sounds like they're fucking with the way it goes out here. And I don't even really understand how that normally goes, but I know well enough that they don't give a shit when it comes to how things should be going. So they don't need to be here.
Yeah. Uh, hell. And then if this gives us somewhere to rest,
that would be very nice. Have somewhere to sleep, though. Kind of like looks up and looks around. I feel I am even farther from my father's magic here. Further from Celestia, it's strange.
Jaeger kind of
Hibisia
like
in the back, yay!
sits. Jaeger kind of like staggers to sit on the ground. Just it is hella disorient.
It's very strange, but well then, so if we are also going to be assisting with the incursion of the cult here, should we take care of them first or go and rescue Rose first?
We gotta rescue her booty call. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I don't want them to be mistreated or anything along those lines.
It might be a good
Up,
call to try to get a
up,
hold
yo.
of Rose first, just so that they don't try to use Rose as a hostage and like threaten them to make us stop. You know.
Facts.
Let's see.
But on the bright side, the worm speaker that we yeeted out here is now separated from his ancient white dragon, so that's good.
This is true. He will be far easier to deal with without a Beatrice here to cause her own special breed of problems.
Heh, breed.
I'm just thinking. Let's see.
You said they've been here for a couple of months, like our time, so that's probably a while out here. Have they been bringing in any dragons since you like noticed that they've been causing problems?
No dragons. They don't. The only things they've really been bringing here are cultists and the occasional undead. But even then, we don't. Not even very many of the undead. No.
Okay, well that's good then. I mean, they're pretty annoying to deal with on their own, but the dragons really throw a wrench into things. So
We have been working with the Abishai, and she kind of looks over at Hibisia, who is still frolicking through the flowers, which your friend was impersonating one of. But dragons, I don't I don't think they enjoy their time in the astral sea. They seem more affected by it than others.
Well,
Kaz is just
that's
sort
good
of
to
nodding.
know.
Tired. But that does bring us to that question. Do you wish to assault the despot's castle, or are you going to attempt to sneak in? Or, I would not recommend a full frontal assault, but there are not many ways into the stronghold itself. What were your plans, intentions? How were you going to proceed? If you had made it to the courtyard of the castle, what were you doing when I found you?
Right. We didn't have too much of a plan. It was mostly just to get in there and see what was going on.
Yeah, like we have literally just got here. You caught us after like an hour of hanging out, playing cards with a beholder can, a slide. Just we got dropped into a bar, so we were kind of playing it by ear.
Kind of like smiles at you. Relatively speaking, that was almost 2 days ago. Well, I can tell you that word of your presence and your arrival at the bar has made it here. I overheard one of the cultists informing the others, which is what led me to go and seek you out.
So we pretty much lost the element of surprise.
They don't know when or from where you're going to make your assault, but it is safe to assume that they're at least alerted that you're in the city.
This is
Alright,
kind of good
well-
though. We can use this against them. Like, not knowing we're here would have been better, but knowing we're here means they're gonna get paranoid, they're gonna get worried, and they're gonna strengthen defenses at certain places that are assumed to be struck, and we can just, double down and go where they wouldn't think we wouldn't think to go.
Yeah, say we don't really have the time to fully assault and take over an entire fleet of enemies. What do you think would be our best bet? Where are we going? I mean, what would hurt them the most?
If you remove their leadership, that would be the most impactful, but they are deep within the keep. She kind of like sits there and thinks. And
Ooh, excuse me.
making. They've already started reinforcing the defenses near the main entrances to both the castle and the Three Sorrows. The Sorrows itself does have an alternate entrance used for the disposal of sewage water. Could be utilized to get in without going through all of them, but the
Oh yeah,
castle is
reverse Shawshank Redemption. Let's get it.
She kind of tilts her head to the side. I do not understand the reference, but if you speak of going in through a sewer and climbing up into a prison, then yes. It is the only way I know of aside from the main access gate. Now the castle is much more heavily fortified. Probably kind of like stops and thinks. Would you want to have your friend alongside you before you assault the cult? How do you want? What is the direction? I believe the best for my people would be for you to leave as soon as possible after overthrowing our current government, but I will leave it to your discretion, the warriors here.
I think it would be best for us to try to get Rose out first,
Agreed.
One, because
Amen.
they got a lot
Mhm.
of control ability going, but also because if we don't, there's a good chance they use Rose against us, and like none of us want to see our friend get fucked up because we're doing something. So
So, Breezing
Right.
first.
that's my vote. I'm down to
Yeah.
hear what everybody wants to do, but like if we're calling for votes, that's what I think would probably be the best bet for us.
I agree.
Agreed. Rose first.
All right, well, and she kind of like sits down in the grass. The sorrows. Your friend is being kept to the peak of the southeastern or southwestern tower. Much of the castle or the dungeon itself is decrepit. It has given itself to the rigors of the extended time here. We still use it, and for the most part, the creations and creatures there do not bother Githyanki, but they will not allow you to simply walk through unmolested. The other prisoners may also cause problems if you know, interact with them too closely. She kind of like sits back. You've seen the Three Sorrows floating above the city. The question now is the approach. The sewage entrance is a hole on the backside of the rock that leads into a small cavern. The cavern itself has several sewage grates for the draining of liquids and fluids, yes, that prisoners are want to produce. Let me see, where's my map so I can fully right. I would advise against going too far into the cave, though. The wall on the far side is heated by the well, we don't really know quite what it is. It is a substance deep within this formation that we live upon, this dead god. It is a near magma-like substance, but it glows with a sickly green, and it does not feel good to
Ew.
touch. From there, you would be able to make your way up through either of the grates. I would recommend some sort of climbing gear. And your friend, as I said, is on the southwestern tower with one other, I believe, is currently imprisoned alongside them.
Like you said, climbing gear. Are we not able to just mind our way up there?
The prison itself is protected against the normal movement of the astral sea. It creates a small bubble. The cells as well contain anti-magic scriptures that will prevent most magics, things that aren't divinely attuned or associated. But that is only when you are in the cells themselves, to prevent any of our more arcanely attributed prisoners from using their skills to escape.
Gotcha.
I mean, I have climbing gear, so
I mean, I can
Sia
just fly.
comes up behind and just goes, so how high up is the place?
Thanks. Relative to your world, if you were to try to find a way to discreetly make your way through the skies, it'd probably take about 30 or so hours to make the trek through the empty void.
So 30 hours tall.
Distance is several 100 miles of chain from the city to the floating rock and castle above it. It's probably several 100 miles.
Christ, dude.
Yes, this place is, it throws your perspectives, especially those who have spent the majority of their life in relative terms to the material plane. But it'd take about a day or so. You won't even feel it. To you, you'll be flying for what seems maybe 5 minutes.
I hate this place.
Because, like, I can create walls of thorns. So if we can,
Okay.
like, get up to where that bubble starts, I can pretty much, like, create the wall so we can, like, climb up the rest.
Wouldn't that hurt being made of thorns and all?
I mean, yeah, but it's an option.
I mean, the chain's gonna be there too. We could
Yeah.
literally fly the chain. If we're gonna be climbing something, that's already there, right? Why
I mean,
why
I
are you
think we
trying to fuck our hands
up.
up climbing thorns?
I think we can get up to the structure itself and inside. It's just once we get inside, then we gotta figure out how to climb the inside.
That is correct. The thought field will not, or is suppressed within the structure itself, but on your way up, you should be able to utilize the natural magics of this place.
And we can improvise.
Being so far and so relatively large to your small stature, being spotted shouldn't be a problem as long as we can approach from a place around. And she kind of like thinks around the eastern side, maybe. You could go up. She kind of like starts planning. I think I could probably try to get you a route. But once you're a few 100 feet away from the city, you'll be nothing more than a blip on the black skies of the astral sea. As you guys are talking, the kids come running out from the door and start running through the grass, and Mom and Dad Githyanki come back in the ranch house, having seen that the ranch door itself was open and the connection was made. They've joined you. Or at least here. You can see them running around and hear them, moving around. They're not, like, talking to you guys. They're letting Grandma do what she has to do.
I'll walk a ways and then plant the Staff of the Woodlands and just have it grow into its tree form. Just have the
What-
kids stare at that.
Actually,
By this time, Robert's just got like 8 different rings of flowers that Aurora's character just wrapped around it.
I'm making him pretty.
No.
Rejected.
interesting. All right.
I mean, are they cool with us being in here?
They don't seem to be bothered by it. The other Githyanki.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The mom is like keeping an eye on you guys and seems to be watching, but the kids, they're just happy kids running around and playing as Hibisia plants the staff and this massive 60-foot tall tree grows from the staff. They ooh and ah and run around the tree, and they start using it as like a base for tag. It's strange because they're still Githyanki, so they still look alien to you guys, but they're just like any other kids. They're just running and playing. But Mom watches you all with kind of like that apprehension of a stranger, but not like any sort of prejudice against creatures, from the material plane or anything. It seems like being brought here by Grandma has earned you some basic level of decent respect.
No, that's cool. I mean, I would hate, like, even though this is a really weird place, I would hate if we were fucking things up for them, you know? Like, it goes without saying, if anything happens, we're not mentioning them at all. Everybody's on the up and up with that, right? We're not pulling her or these kids or anybody that has potentially helped us so far in on this.
Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
It warms my heart to know that my family is safe.
Ito said
Long-
that as he's like sitting in the grass, like channeling his magic into that sword he took from him. Just go ahead and getting it set up so he can dip it out or pull it back when needed, you know?
The greatsword one?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
As long as we can trust you enough to not try to, like, backstab us or anything, we seem to be on the same page.
I've no reason to want to backstab you as long as you do not stab me in the back.
Nah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. What else would she be able to tell you guys? What does she know? What does she know?
What do you know?
What do you know?
What's in the fucking box? Sorry.
Do you guys have any other questions for her? Anything that
Can she describe the current royal family since the cult has an in with them so we know who to look out for?
just- oh no, did it just get closed? Dang it. The current you like a physical description? Or
Yeah,
like
and like their mentality, because do they need to stay? Do they need to go? Like, obviously we're going after the cult, but if we run into them, are they like willing to go, like take it back to how it was before the cult intervened?
Who do we fuck up who fixes the problem?
Yeah.
Politics here can be quite difficult when you live for essentially ever. Our society survived through its need to be strong, and military might is the best way to show that strength. Therefore, leadership here tends to be as volatile as strength allows. If you can remove him from the current seat of power, some other will find their place. I do have some that I may be able to place into positions that I would trust to take over the leadership here and get us back onto what I believe is the true mission of the Githyanki, which is to protect and guard the sea between the worlds.
So if we run into them, just go ahead and off them and let survival of the fittest kick in, rules of
Yeah.
nature and all that.
It won't cause any more problems than my own people cause on a regular basis. If he did not have the backing of powerful wizards and the cult and their magics and odd skills and additions to this place, then some other would become despot before long. It is a short-lived position normally, which is why I do not want it. I want to be the person behind the despot.
And then, in terms of the cult, if we get rid of the Asbara that you mentioned, does that fix it, or does someone step in and take over for him?
See, I'm not entirely sure. I know that his people have been working with the Githyanki for a time, both in the endeavors of the cult and otherwise. Whether they would risk sending another of their leadership here, I cannot speak, but while their interests are aligned in in the grand scheme of things, my understanding from what I've been able to overhear is that the cult and this group of wizards are independent of each other. Does that answer the question?
I'm not sure. Who do we kill?
Anyone who gets in our way.
Yes,
I mean, sure.
your armored friend has the right of it. That is...
But if we go in and we kill some of the cultists and then they just like regroup and take over again and we don't actually fix anything.
I do not believe they would regroup and take over again. It has been... Finding one open to such an alliance is difficult, and I'm not entirely sure that my people would accept a second alliance after one fell. If the cult proves itself too weak to stand up against even its own enemies, then why would any of my people want to help them? What aid could they offer us?
Okay. So if we maybe kill the royal family and kill a couple of the higher ups in the cult, and then whoever takes over breaks the contract. Would that do it?
Eros is dead. There is no contract. It is entirely with him and his kin. As long as you can remove him from a seat of power, then they will have no one here that they have secured an alliance with.
So just the royal family.
No,
Wait,
yes.
who are we talking about?
I'm confused.
Me
So,
too.
if you guys remove the despot from his position as
Who's the
ruler,
despot?
Aliros.
That's the gift.
Yes, the leaders, the current, like the royal family has one person that they nominate as the despot that oversees all of Tunaroth. So the despot is in himself kind of like the emperor of the city. He has like that overarching control, but it's very much like said, survival of the fittest. You have to claw your way into that seat, and while you're in that seat, you're a big target. Because that's kind of how their political system works. It's volatile, since there isn't really you can't really have a 4-year cycle in place with 30 years.
If we get rid of him, and
That
the
pretty
cult
much solves
members,
it.
yeah, that they're gonna see it as no benefit. They weren't strong enough to actually do anything to stop it, so they should ideally say fuck the cult at that point.
Yes, others have tried in the past to utilize the benefits and boons of Outworlders, those who devils and demons that live in that district, but it rarely lasts long because the ideas and ideologies do not track. So eventually, that group will be shown as weak in the eyes of the Gith and no longer respected. The despot will be overthrown, and our leadership will change, as it does.
Okay, well, that seems easier than I was hoping, I suppose.
What were you expecting? Did you think that there was going to be
Well,
a lengthy trial in which you could
no,
argue?
I thought we were just gonna have to murder like the entire cult, and that seemed like a long, messy business.
If you can remove the ones protecting them, then they will either be ousted to the Outworlder district they belong, or they will be ousted from this existence altogether.
It's not so bad, I suppose. Right? You do that.
Seems easy enough.
Now, did you guys want to take a long rest at this point, or do you want to be able to come back to this place and do a long rest there?
Long rest now, please.
Kind of what I was figuring, but okay.
Can't hurt.
I'm just getting plans ready.
I need a long rest. I need my spells.
Why don't
Here.
you all enjoy the sunlight and the fresh air. I'm going to go help Marash with the dinner, and I will call you when everything is ready. And she kind of stands up and cracks her back. Unless there was any other questions you needed answered before I go, so you can make appropriate plans.
We'll let you know, I guess.
Yeah.
Very
I'm trying
good.
to think of anything important. I can't. This is how it goes, though. You know,
Yeah.
once the question period's over, that's when they all come flooding in, and like,
Hey,
I don't
I mean,
think.
if you think of anything, I'll just ping her.
That's true. Good. All right. Well, dinner is provided of fresh, like it's basically beef. It's not any kind of cow that you recognize. There's like an extra set of horns, and the color is different, and the fur is just a little bit too long. But it's tasty. You could see a few of these cows and bulls kind of off in the distance of this ranch, and it's pretty much what you would envision any Midwestern ranch would look like. It's got a big home in the center, barn, fields with growing stalks of wheat, and there's another one with like pumpkins that they're growing, and the dinner is just a nice, home cooked, well made, tasty meal. And you sit around with the kids who chuckle and laugh and play and throw food at each other. The adults ask a few questions, not prying deeply, but not ignoring you or being unfriendly. The level of friendliness you guys offer is entirely up to you. But is there anything else you guys wanted to do before you retire for a long rest?
No, not really.
I think so. I feel like we
No.
definitely should like ask more questions, but I can't think of anything.
Right? That's like I feel
Yeah,
like there's tons of things we're not thinking about, and it always happens.
probably.
About halfway through dinner, Jaeger, you get another message. Morning, friend. Hope everything's well. Just letting you know that another day has passed.
Another day. Well, we found somewhere to sleep. That's something. Working on both issues now. Hopefully not too much longer.
He's gonna get another back tomorrow. Shit's fucked out here, dude. Everything's on fire. We messed up so bad.
What? You guys, you never mess up that bad.
You want to bet?
The corpse of the dead god's animate again. What even happened?
What?
Tunaroth has returned to life and is going to join the cult.
Oh, God.
What? No.
Why?
Google, how do close off Astral Sea forever?
How to kill God.
How to kill a god. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, you're able to do your long rest. There are beds available for those of you who do need to lay down and rest. I think there's only 3 of you that actually no. Jaeger trances,
Yep.
I trans.
you trance. Robert
Have
doesn't
you
really
made
need
a
to sleep.
This is just out of. Have you made a character that doesn't trance yet, Aurora?
Probably not.
Flora and
Illuminae.
Flare and Illuminae. Those were the 3 that don't trance. Though, give or take, Freyr doesn't trance either because he doesn't need to.
You just don't sleep.
Yeah. You just stay up all night staring at us. But you guys are able to get comfortable beds.
I'm like
and
Fern when she's looking at Ashton's glass.
weird. But you can
So
take your
pretty.
long rest uninterrupted. As you guys gather the next morning, what is the plan for the day?
Training.
You guys are gonna do your morning routines. There aren't.
And I'm a pop up that their mind sharpener on me.
Okay. All right. Let's see, where is my? I've opened up too many other
Um,
documents recently.
I don't have any like feats or anything to work towards, but can I start having some of these motherfuckers that speak Draconic teach me Draconic? Because I feel like in a campaign with so much dragon influence, not speaking Draconic's probably not great, huh?
Eodos, I would love to teach you Draconic. Why don't you come with me and let's see if we can teach you some of the basic words and structure. And Taz McKella will take you off under a tree and start to walk you
Teach
through
him
the
how to
basics.
say fuck.
Oh, it's actually quite similar to the. Yeah, it's basically.
It's just fuck.
Yeah, it's sort of. What are they called when you appropriate another culture's word into your language, but it's just
Appropriation.
the pronunciation. There's a word for it.
Bonic?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. She will lead you there. I'm gonna.
What do I roll? Is it strength or con? For
Con. You're still training in your constitution. There's my master notebook.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Where are all my? Oh my god. I haven't looked at this document in a minute, and I forgot where everything was. Okay. Ken, as you start your training today, you begin with your suicides back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Maybe it's the smaller planet, something about the fresh air, but it's not nearly as strenuous as it was, especially when you first started. You go into your pull-ups, push-ups, training montage. You get through most of it without really breaking too much of a sweat. Your normal training routine completed, and your heavy armor master feat done.
Hell yeah.
I'm observing everything.
By the
I'm
end
just
of it, you
like
find
sitting in the
yourself.
tree observing.
Ooh, nice con save.
I know.
Who's training with Robert? Robert needs someone to beat the crap out of him.
I do.
The only
Eodos
other
is-
person would be Eodos and Jaeger.
He's Eidos is being tutored right now, so it can't be Eidos.
Yeah, it can't be
So then
Eodos.
Jaeger,
Jaeger's
because
psychic damage.
I mean, right? I don't do physical damage. Also, Jaeger's busy talking with Okra about stuff that wasn't that's been like irrelevant for the past couple of years because he hasn't been back here in like
Yeah.
Am I
40
just
years.
punching myself?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to train it. I'll
Hibisia,
Are there other
Hibisia
Githyanki
is-
warriors?
Hibisia's not a physical attacker, so
Give the kids sticks and just let them beat you.
play
Yeah,
swords
let the
with
kids
them.
hit you with sticks.
Oh my god. Like a pinata.
Exactly.
Yes.
make a persuasion check as you approach
I was
the
not gonna have the
Here,
children.
children.
not the
hit me.
children
should
as you
be
as you
other Githyanki.
approach the adult, the young Githyanki male who wasn't really carrying a weapon but does have that same soldier build and general poise that Okra had. Let's see if he's willing to assist you.
Alright. Persuasion.
Not a high DC. You're basically asking him to beat the crap out of you. Eight.
I was like, nah, I don't feel like it.
Beat the shit out of me.
He kind of
Please, sir.
tilts his head.
This guy clearly has
Run down.
problems. I shouldn't really.
I mean, if you think it will help, why not? And he goes back and he gets one of those great swords, and he will be your training partner for today. And I will make a note notes of that. Again, you do get your heavy armor master. So as you finish your, let's see, what are the effects of the feat here?
I think it like removes 3 points from slashing, piercing, and blunt damage.
Yep,
And
and
I
it
think it
does.
does something else.
Increases your strength score by 1.
Mhm.
And while you are wearing heavy armor, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage that you take from non-magical attacks is reduced by 3.
So as you finish, you stretch, and you find yourself feeling slightly stronger than before. Your armor not sitting nearly as heavy, and weighing you down nearly as much, making you fast enough to be able to even when you take those hits, glance some of that damage off. But I've already gone ahead and added your 1 strength to your character sheet, and you have completed
I'm
your training
observing.
feat.
There's not much to observe.
Not really, no. All right, so as you wrap up your morning routines, you are given breakfast, and then the mom and dad and the kids, in talking with Okra, will eventually go back into the astral sea because they've been in here for a year, so it's kind of like the hyperbolic time chamber. You don't want to stay in it too long, but they will leave at some point during the day, and Okra will. Well, then, whenever you are prepared and ready, we can make our way back to Naroth and plan for your. You had opted to go and get your friend first, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Very good. Well, whenever you are ready, then, and she will more or less just be waiting for you guys to go, and we can either keep going for just a little bit. I don't really have the next battle map ready for when you guys are going into. I have it like roughly done, but not done enough. Going into the Three Sorrows, but if there's anything else you wanted to do for preparation, any other
I
other
revert
ideas?
the tree back to the staff of the woodlands.
Good call. Good call.
No,
Bring
you
your
leave your staff here forever.
No.
bring your weapon with you.
Again, like I
Uh,
feel like there's things that we need to ask or know, but I
Right.
cannot think personally because my brain is mush.
Well, if that's the case, we can call it here. We can see if you guys think of anything. It's been about 3 hours. Think of anything this week, and pick up with the incursion into the Three Sorrows. Like I said, she can explain to you because she knows what's going on in the Three Sorrows. There are guards, and above table, the way that she describes it is very, very Azkaban. They're essentially like the Dementors, but you guys have seen a couple of them before, like the Hungry, the Lost, those kind of like disembodied aberrant spirits that have recorporealized. They essentially stick them there to keep the prisoners sedated and powerless, and then also to make anybody coming in think twice about it. There is a central elevator, but it won't work without like the head guard's key, and she doesn't have any way of getting that. But the building itself is very just broken down, so there are ways through the floor where the floors above have just collapsed. The building itself is 3 floors, and then it has like an underground area that uses as a sewer, and is maybe about 150 feet to his side, and it's roughly square.
Is Rose the only one that they've taken in like this? Are there any other like recent prisoners that the cult has targeted?
No others targeted by the cult.
Is she gonna be
Only
high when we find her?
high. They'll probably be quite bored. There's not much to do there. I do not believe you're understanding the implications of the creatures there, they don't produce a hallucinogenic or drug-like effect. They drain your will to even remain alive, simply.
So like the opposite of being high. Or wrong.
Yes, kind of. And I just realized what you were indicating, Hibisia, because I looked at
Yes.
my notes and saw the observing. Go ahead and give me a perception check. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I just didn't
No,
put
it was
two and
fine.
two
It was
together.
fine. So it's just like there's not much to observe anyway. So perception. Okay.
Okay. You spend the majority of it watching Eodos and Tasmakella. And Eodos, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's about right.
Hell yeah.
Intelligence is the second lowest stat Eidos has, I think.
Okay. Taz looks. She keeps repeating the same phrases. Do you speak Draconic?
I
No,
don't
you don't,
know.
Hibisia. So you don't. You're like watching her lips move, and she's saying something, but then she's saying words that you kind of transcribe, but you're having trouble piecing apart what's common and what's Draconic from the distance that you're at. 30 20 is still a dirty 20. Observant. Okay. That was my bad. Didn't see that. All right. But as far as the Three Sorrows, the only other prisoner that I had brought recently by your standards was the angry and disrespectful dwarf with the white mask. He was quite upset. But, like I said, he did not stay there long. I saw him to the prison as I was instructed, and then when his identity was learned by the despot and his men, he was released into their custody.
Damn. I was wondering if there would be any other people in there with, dissenting opinions on this fucking cult that we could have prison broke while we were at it. But
Many prisoners there, but most of them have been there for a while, at least relative to your frame of
yeah,
reference.
I don't want to break somebody out that's in there like that's supposed to be in there. It was more, the cult might throw people in prison to benefit them and not, because they need to be locked up. But
Like Rose,
definitely,
apparently.
I definitely don't want to let someone out that needs to be in there because they're gonna go like on a mass murder spree or start harassing a lot of. I'm not trying to cause problems.
Appreciate that. We do not want any more problems than we have, and some of the creatures there are there for very good reason. Yeah, let's see. Do I have any? Because I wrote a bunch of notes as to what she had, but I think I've told you guys most. The Red Wizards. Yeah. Right. I mean, is there anything else? Any other points you guys want to do? Any other ideas? Otherwise, I think this is a good place to call it for this week, and I can get the Three Sorrows ready and go into there and go rescue Rose.
Go to jail.
As you step back out of the ranch and through that same from the inside of the ranch house, it's that same door. You step through it back into a much darker, and as you step into a colder space, like the air just isn't moving because there isn't any. And it's only in the first few seconds of kind of getting used to this new place that you're aware of it before you just sort of don't notice it anymore. But it's slightly offsetting.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, as you find yourselves in Okra's home, heading towards the Three Sorrows, we will call it here today and pick up next Saturday.
Yay, back to our normal schedule.
Back to our normal schedule and normal hours, and not running us until 2 in the morning for everybody so that everyone can have fun and nobody gets tired. Too tired. Because in the end, fun is the only thing that should be the focus. Everyone needs to have
Right.
fun.
Like I really want to keep playing. I'm just dying.
I know. I'm getting tired too because we're still fighting off whatever you brought from the plane. And
I'm
and
just still, I'm still racking my brain for questions because I know there's going to be something that we did not think about once we get there.
Bro,
maybe.
we got a week to think about it, I guess.
Yeah, you got a week. You're still there with her if you think of anything.
My
You
brain
can
wasn't working at all.
talk to anybody in Tyranny chat. Feel free to discuss any possible questions with your friends there. That way I know what questions might be coming up and can have adequate responses.
No, we have a private chat for that.
Ah, you monsters. I mean, it would. I would actually. I'd be kind of happy if you did. That would be pretty dope.
Will you murder us? Yes or no? Circle 1.
I mean, I don't intend to, but sometimes I don't realize that they have an astral dart that they can throw 3 times that does
Yeah,
3d10.
good lord.
Oh
It's
my
a miracle.
3d10 plus 4. I was like, wait, it's got to be a d10 plus 4 for each bolt, and it's like, nope, each bolt is 3d10 plus 4. It's like, holy.
It is a miracle you did not body Robert. Only
know.
one of those darts hit him.
It was
Right?
crazy. It was crazy. I was
Yeah,
looking
and
at
it
her
left
like,
me
"Alright."
with 1 HP as well.
It did. It did.
Holy
It did. I was looking
Wow.
at like 32 damage. Holy shit. He has 33, so at least he's still on his feet. But woo. Yeah, those Star Seers. They don't have a high AC. They only have like 110 hit points, but man, do they hit hard.
Man, I should have blood furied on. Well, I think I did on the first
did.
one. It still
You
wasn't
did.
quite enough.
She was at full, and you did like
Yeah,
80 points of damage, which brought her down to not full.
Almost all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sure. So many natural 20s, guys, and freaking
Right?
crits.
That was
Some are good.
ridiculous.
I couldn't even use mine.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's my last hit.
Yeah. I
couldn't
lost a
reach
couple of them
anything.
too.
Guys met
Ridiculous.
local ally, maybe question mark, who's definitely not using you for their own private gain.
No.
I mean,
We're using each
she
other.
was very forward. She does not like her people being told what to do by creatures from the material plane. She just does not, and she just wants to see them. She wants to see them destroyed, but not for the same reason as you guys. Not because they're a threat, but because she thinks that they don't
How
respect
dare
her
they?
or their culture. Yeah, it's very much a how dare they.
So xenophobia light.
Hmm?
So xenophobia light.
Yes. You're welcome here in this place as long as you stay in your tiny little corner of the city and don't influence our politics at all.
Got it.
I mean, we're here. We might as well become
Hey,
the leaders
Joe.
of Gift Yankee, right?
I mean, you could.
Sure. I'm sure that'd go well.
Oh yes.
I mean, they would have to kill us to take the power. So we just go on a murder spree. We take over, and then we lead the Gift Yankee against the cult. Easy. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
My brain just started like spinning, and I'm like, I could think of at least 3 ways that could go wrong off the bat.
Nope. What could go wrong?
Yeah. No possible repercussions. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Like not one.
Not one.
The only thing that you guys might want to think about that Okra would have mentioned is that she's unsure about is how to discreetly get you, or how you could discreetly fly up to, because once you get past where like the chain hits into the skull and like the guardhouse is on that map, all of that area, once you get like 500 feet past that, you'll be outside of perception range, but that's still a good like 5-minute dash where you have to get past this whole area to get up to
We'll
here.
just be
How you wanna
super
approach it.
stealthy.
Then we'll roll stealth checks.
Pass without a trace. Pass without a trace.
Definitely
All
helps.
things to consider. But that was the only other thing I could think of that she's like, I'm not sure how to get you to the sewage entrance without you being spotted, at least
Hey,
initially.
yeah, that's perfect. He passed without traces. I'll make us all invisible. We'll all hold hands and we'll get through this.
Sing kumbaya, kumbaya.
That's-
Yeah,
sounds
everyone
very
holds
effective.
hands while I like use my super intelligence astral movement.
To zoom.
Because we
It'll
only
be
have
like
two people that can like see, and you see in quotes, and one of them has only got a 10-foot blind sight, so we got to keep that in mind. But if we're all holding hands while we're invisible, we'll know where each other are. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
a
we're
good point.
tied to each other.
Has gets her spell slots back too, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
She was starting to run a little low.
I was too.
Like I said, from like a game design, because I had like planned some of like the dungeon crawl aspect of what you guys were going to do here in Toonroth, and from that aspect is like I needed to be able to throw more than the encounters you could handle in one single day. And as I was thinking about it during that downtime, I was like, how can I give them a place that like the gem itself it has to stay at Okra's. It only works within that house. It connects the two homes, so it's not something you can like bring in there like the key to Namir's mansion. But if you can get back to her home, then it's a safe place to rest.
We
Wouldn't
got
it have
to
been nice
stop
to
giving
have
the
a-
important stuff to like one person. It-
I
'cause
tried to give my
it's
stuff
hit us.
to you guys.
It's hit us in both campaigns now because the same thing happened in Stride.
Oh my god.
We got to divvy stuff up more than we do. We're putting all our eggs in one basket because we assume that it's a safe basket, and so far those baskets have had holes in them.
Yep. Yeah, you put too many eggs in, and the eggs just start cracking.
Without an incubator.
All right, Sky, I get it. She just pawed at her bowl, so I'm gonna go get her food and relax for the evening.
If anyone
Yeah,
does have any questions about how the game works, I can try and answer.
I
But-
just want to know, did you have fun? Was it fun?
It really was. So
That's
it
really
was
what
very
matters.
interesting. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
That's all that matters when we play these is that you had fun. So I think I'd
figured
be
out
more
what
just
feat I want.
confused. What'd you say, Ken?
I was gonna say I think I figured out what feat I want next.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a little kind of. Well, I'll go ahead and say it. I kind of want alert next.
We're gonna each morning. You're not gonna get an opportunity to like plan for it, but each morning one random person in the party is gonna chop you in the throat, and you have to be like roll high enough to catch it before it happens.
I mean, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. If Ken proposes that as like a guys, I'm tired of getting stuck up on. You know, like one of you just needs to tell me who's gonna do it that day.
You just hear fuck. Morning until he finally gets it now.
Stop giving it to Robert. He actually does damage.
Yeah, I don't even like karate chop. I just punch him in the face.
Jaeger
like-
just chucks a knife at him from across the room.
It's like those jokes of people just like, all right, so you're gonna hit me, slap.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it'd be-
ready, so you're
it'd
gonna hit
be,
me, slap.
Let's
a
hope you're
stealth
ready.
versus perception, and then depending on how the two rolls come out, an attack roll.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, let me do the stuff.
I was gonna say, actually, he'd probably want me to hit him because I have the worst stealth.
You'd be the best point to start from, but it's hard to become alert when the only thing you're alert to is cling clang, cling clang, cling clang, cling clang.
Mhm.
Final bosses, can you see Jaeger coming before he hits you?
You know, we laugh, but I'd let it happen.
Oh, can we like not like throat chop Ken for Trish training?
Yeah, I rolled 2.
We'll
I mean,
see.
I'm literally getting beat the shit out of for my training, so.
Fair.
I mean, if we're gonna help with that, I can definitely just activate Pass Without a Trace just to make it more difficult.
I mean, it just amps up the difficulty. Yeah.
So then you'd have to be.
I get.
Yeah.
You'd have to perception check an insane.
Exactly, it'll up the ante.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this dog will not let me just chill, so I'm gonna go feed her.
Okay.
Thank you guys for playing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yes,
Hell
it
yeah.
was.
See you guys.
Pick up here next Saturday, and I'll see you guys, a couple of you tomorrow.
Bye.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
have-
Yeah,
oh,
I guess
maybe.
that is a true maybe, because Chekhov got the COVID.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been fighting that off all week. So maybe tomorrow.
Oh.
Maybe.
And even after getting confirmation that I have Monday
Have Monday?
off, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
we'll
well,
see.
We'll see.
No, can't account for just the COVID.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Yep.
See ya.
Take it easy.
Bye.